Hello and welcome to Week 4 of the Fortress House Cup 2022 Season 1, presented by Telstra and supported by Alienware. My name is Big Jetty and I'm joined here by Proc. Proc, how you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. Thank you everybody so much for inviting me today because I'm going to be honest, this is actually my first time here at Fortress. I've just had my first experience getting through the multi-floors, all the stories of action that we have here. Of course, we are here in the Alienware Arena. Tetris Effect connected. But I've just had not enough time to explore everything that's going on in this building. We've got board games, arcade games. There's the Alienware LAN Arena down below there. Alienware Arena up here that we are in playing some Tetris Effect connected tonight. But oh god, I mean, the first thing I saw when I walked in was a Street Fighter 4 setup right next to Taiko no Tatsujin arcade machines. So I was like, okay, I get it. Yeah, I'm picking up the vibe of this place. I've been missing out.
Yeah, you sounds like you really have been missing out, man.
Dude, there's so much happening here, and it's one of those places where I feel like I'm just going to rock up to someone I know or see some friends here as well. Like there's a lot of action happening here.
Absolutely, this has definitely been quite a haven for heaps of gamers, and I know, like, especially when you come down into, you can see we're in the Alienware Arena right here, and you can see like all the sort of high-tech, very sleek looking, but as soon as you go downstairs, you're greeted by this like fantastical sort of feeling, this medieval tavern. They've got like a pixelated fireplace. They've really gone hard on
That's where you can rent board games. I saw a bunch of people playing, I assume Magic. I see people playing card game, I'm just assuming Magic. But there were board games as well as all the console games right next to the LAN area. Like there's sort of everything you got if you like games, if you like gaming. Not even just video gaming. There's a little bit of something for everybody happening all around us.
That's right. And speaking of something for everybody, we're here today for the Fortress House Cup. And this is Australia's biggest social gaming tournament, and it's just, Telstra and Alienware have come together to really help us put this on and have a spectacular event, free to enter. Like
free.
That's not only the tournament free to enter, of course, the venue is free to enter.
As well, so you can walk straight in the front door, come up here and compete in 2 of our qualifiers today. We've got all sorts of prizes on the line for free. So it's pretty good if you're out and about in the CBD.
That's right.
Got some time to spend.
That's right. And, we're, as part of the House Cup, we got 3 different games this season. Tetris Effect Connected, Dragon Ball Fighters, and Counter-Strike Go Wingman. And we're playing each game twice. Of course, we're in week 4, so that means that we're in the second time we're playing Tetris Effect Connected. 2 weeks from now, we're playing Dragon Ball Fighters, and 2 weeks again from that, so 4 weeks away, we're playing Counter-Strike Go Wingman. And we're here to play for our house. Like we were just talking about the venue and how they've got this medieval tavern. This is actually inspired by Fortress's 4 original characters and the lore that they've created around the bar. And as you can see on the graphic on the right-hand side, like these are the representative of the houses. We've got Vela, the mysterious, the devious, Boots, the playful, the trickster, Jim, the ogre with a heart of gold, and of course, my house, Karina.
You're Karina. I guess I was actually about to ask that. What house are you going for? Personally, like I was down in the lobby area, and you can see these characters. They're not just artwork. They've got big bust sculptures. Like it's a whole decked themed environment happening down there. And I saw the big ogre sculpture, and they're like, oh yeah, this is Jim. It's Jim. It's like, oh, okay, that's his name. All right, I'm a Jim fan myself. I think I'd be House Jim.
Yeah. So I mean, we talked about the House Cup. What's at stake, Jordan?
Well, we can see it on screen right now. We got hard cash prizes, which is just the start of it, but definitely we've got money on the line. There's a good spread of $1,500 going out to players
today. That's right. It's $1,500, but not only that, like you might think, oh, $1,500 for the whole 6 weeks, whoever's come first at the whole 6 weeks. No, it is on the day. $1,500 in cash every game day. So, and then that's in addition to that, we've got the spot prizes. So that's $1,000 worth of goodies right there for the play of the day. Person who does the most clutch play. Of course, when we were talking about Tetris, maybe it's the best T-spin or the best combos.
Picture maybe someone like almost about to tap out and almost about to get bodied, but they managed to crawl their way back and just Tetris after Tetris. Well, we'll see how that goes today. Of course, there is also the Alienware MVP. Most valued player, consistent, reliable. So that is not always necessarily the person that wins the tournament.
It doesn't have to be game related at all. It's more about being in the spirit of the Fortress House Cup and about being part of the event, maybe being like a fantastic competitor, being really, being just throwing yourself in there, being someone who's, maybe never competed before, maybe just really wants to make other people feel welcome and shows fantastic sportsmanship, or, that's what... So, and of course, someone who really takes the game in the spirit of the House Cup.
And then on the other side, we've got the Jester, which I'm going to be looking for. That sounds fun. The Jester, the funniest, silliest play. I mean, that's pretty much how it's described to me here. It's going to be whoever entertains us, whoever's the most interesting to watch, who spices things up a bit. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of different play styles. We've already seen through the previous events. We're into the season. We've had a few different events going on, but this is Tetris Effect connected again here on Saturday. 2 qualifiers, 3 entries. So we've got a lot of entrants, a lot of different play styles.
That's right. And, you talk about the 2 qualifiers. We're going to go into qualifier 1 shortly, but there's actually a second qualifier that starts at 6:35 p.m. tonight. And sign-ups will shut 10 minutes before that at 6:25. So if you are in Melbourne, if you're even just here in the bar right now and you've missed out on qualifier 1, sign yourself up. Get involved. This is, and if you lose in the first qualifier, you even get to play second in the second qualifier as well.
That's right, yeah.
Assuming you don't get into the finals, in which case, fantastic. We'll see you a bit later. But it's just an amazing opportunity to play new games and also to compete and have that experience of competing, in this massive social gaming tournament.
Definitely. It's also something just like I'm going to keep in mind if I'm just in the city on a Saturday and I need some time to kill. And sometimes I think of going to the cinemas, going to a movie, find somewhere to hang out. Like Fortress is just going to be the sort of go-to place to just go and spend some time when I've got some time to kill. But God, yeah, we've covered the prizes. A lot of prizes, both cash, physical, different things.
We talk a bit more about the actual tournament and the qualifier. We've talked a bit about the qualifiers. We're going to talk about what the format is for today. And of course, if you were here for the first Tetris game day, we played by the classic Tetris rule set. And that meant that all the 7 different Tetraminos, they were completely randomized. And today we're playing by the modern Tetris rule set, which means that you are guaranteed to get 1 of each Tetramino. And before it starts doing the 7 Tetraminos again. And this is going to avoid one of the biggest problems we saw in the first game day. And that is having
just needing that piece, needing that certain piece, just hanging on for so long.
You could wait.
Begging for that line piece
That's
to
right.
put the Tetris. It just didn't come. Of course, another big one, being able to hold pieces. I think that's a big thing a lot of modern players are used to. If you played Tetris in the past, 10, 20 years, the more modern versions have always had that ability to hold a piece. You can say, I don't want to deal with this piece right now, I'm just going to put it in hold. As I said, there's a few other changes as well, a few other differences now that we're using the modern format that we'll talk about as we go through the day. But generally, in our Fortress Discord, they let us know this is the mode everybody wants us, so we listen to the people and give the people what they want, and everybody's going to have a good time with the modern score attack Tetris Effect connected to that. Looking around the Alienware Arena right now, the people have turned up. We've got a good amount of competitors, people on the machines, on the Alienware pieces, and spectators as well. Everybody's turned up for Tetris.
That's right, and of course we're getting into our first game here, and the biggest difference you'll see between the modern and classic rule set is, of course, the hard drop, and that means that players can immediately drop a place. They aren't limited by the speed that the game wants them to play. They can play very fast. They can play at their speed. They can play what they're comfortable with to begin with, and not have to wait until the speed levels up and increases the speed for them. They actually can play at their level, and there's not actually, and you can see the general Tetris strategy, in case you're not familiar, is to be building your well in such a way that you have a space on the side to drop your line pieces, and of course, you have access here, as you can see on both sides. They can see the pieces that are upcoming. There's on the right-hand side of their game boards, you can see there's all those next four pieces that are coming, and on the left-hand side at the top, that's their held piece in Modern. You can hold a piece to use for later, or maybe you don't like the piece that you have right now. You're like, oh, that really doesn't work with the well that I'm trying to create. I'm going to hold on to this piece and hopefully use the next one in my bag. And that means that you have a lot more ability to make very deliberate, intentional decisions about how you're going to structure your well.
That's right, and then we will refer to it as a well. The line, as you can see, both players sort of had it going, but Pants slamming down to Tetris, sort of cashing out on their well, but immediately recreating. So Pants we see with the right well, Long Crow with the left well, as they just boom Tetris, getting in those points. So this is score attack. It's going to be mainly focused on points. And you can see on the left side, Long Crow does have a 5,000 point advantage, but that can switch so quickly. In modern Tetris, I need to confirm this, but I believe a Tetris is worth about 4,000 points or so. Well, it's worth a few thousand points. We'll need to check that as it goes on, but both players looking for Tetris. All I know is my mind splits in half if I'm good at well, I need to do it on the right. Otherwise my brain starts, it's like a left-handed, right-handed thing. Because I'm just watching Long Crow on this left well. I'm like, oh, I can't left well. Even though it's technically the exact same thing, just mirrored, really. There's just something about it that... And that's why you see, that's what's so fun about watching Tetris, is seeing players, the different play styles, the different ways they try to construct things.
That's right, because, you know, we're seeing them create wells for just line pieces at the moment, but there's also ways to create wells for, you know, for the T blocks.
That's right, we are playing Modern. I believe I'm pretty sure we have T-spin points now in Modern, but I think we also have combos as well. So there are quite a few changes in between Modern and Classic, just the general sort of feel and mechanics of playing the game, but the way the point system scores. But now we are seeing Long Crow is in a pretty good position right now with that 12,000 point advantage, but also, well, there's time. We've also got a call. That's right, we are on a hard, 3-minute time limit now as well?
That's right, and of course, Void putting themselves up 1-0 in these best of three. You've got 3-minute rounds, you've got 3 minutes to score as many points as you possibly can. That means you have to, you know, try and maximize your points as the end of the round.
Yeah, recognize like if you've got this structure built up and you're getting it to the end of your time limit, you might want to start just getting what points you can.
That's right, and look, when we were playing Classic Tetris last time, that speed limitation made it, you know, really hard to...
It is, I do love Classic Tetris. It's one of those differences where I can't say like I strictly prefer one or the other, because it plays so differently. It almost becomes a whole new game when you switch the modes, but that is a big one. Not being able to quick drop. You really have to just like put your finger on the button, let that piece rock down, wait for it.
Bit of an early build error on Void's side there. Got a bit of a block there, but it's not going to be anything that's too difficult to recover at this point, especially so early in the game.
So I've definitely been looking at the in-game tags and not up the top. We see it is Void versus Potat. Looking at the names down the bottom. It is, the score is almost, it was like +1 on the score then, almost dead even at the moment. So, like, while the score is even, we can look at Void's build as they are welling up on the left and bam, putting in that Tetris, and that's where you see the score. So to make a bit of a difference.
And that's one of the things, especially, you know, when you know that someone's been outpacing you in the first game. Like, do you take the risk? You know you need to play faster. You know the score differential is enough that you need to play fast, but that also means you could be making more errors as well.
And it's a bit of like, my build hasn't gone great. I've got a few odd blocks below that I want to grow out of, but what's the best way that I can dig up out of this situation while getting the best score possible? If you just sort of chip away at your tower, just getting back down to the point where you can start building up a well again, you're not going to get a lot of points, and you might try to sort of think of creating ways to make the best of a bad situation. Be like, okay, I've messed up a bit, but maybe I can actually just quickly whip up a Tetris here, looking at, now that we can hold a button, looking at the pieces coming up next. And that's what's great about Tetris. Like, everybody, ooh, that's our first T-spin for the day, I believe. A T-spin double is going to make a bit of a difference, and that's the modern's coming through already. We're already seeing our T-spin doubles coming out. You see the score, that's what I'm talking about. Dig up.
Yeah, for those who don't know who a T-spin is, can you enlighten them, Rob?
It is awkward to explain. It's something you definitely need to visualize, and we've already seen them coming out from Potato right now. But it is sort of building a structure in a way where you can have... It's crazy how those T pieces can just twist, curl, and spin their way into any position. It looks like it would be hard for that guy to get down there, but if you just keep pressing that spin button, keep working that T piece down, it's a very flexible little Tetris piece, a very flexible Tetramino. And it will actually be rewarded big time, even more than just doing a Tetris. Now that we're playing Modern, just the Tetris isn't possibly the best way to put points on the board. If you can scramble together a few T-spins.
Yeah, so T-spins seem to be almost on par, and so they're almost more points than a Tetris, of course. They're much more difficult to pull off and to set up and to execute safely.
It's hard for me to even explain it properly. It's something you really need to visualize. It's one of those things that it'll sort of click with you, but I'm curious to see if we'll see much of it out today. I think we've seen one that will sort of just a bit of a happenstance. I mean, that's how I do my T-spins. I'm not good enough to actually line them up.
Void will take it 2-0 there over Patat. A very convincing win, very like a commanding 6,000 points, at least 6,000 points in the head in both games there.
So this is why I harp on about the T-spins, because the chances for the comeback were there, which is why I love Tetris and I love this game. Because it's sometimes the score can be pretty blown out, but the chances and the ways to come back and make that differential with all the different combos, T-spins, the ways you can make one, just because you've got a bit of an awkward building structure, the potential was there and the chances were there. And that's what I love about this. It's the game that anybody can win at any point, really. Like, the odds have to be very much stacked in your favor to really call it on Tetris. Yeah, that was a good game, good series. Like, it was a solid 2-0, but so much potential, so many points, and I'm excited. Yeah, we're going to be here for a good few hours. We've got a bunch of competitors, a bunch of opponents here tonight. Free entry in the heart of Melbourne CBD.
That's right, free entry in the heart of Melbourne. And look, actually, we've just started with our first two competitors here. Of course, as we are in an elimination bracket, the level of play is slowly going to creep up as our Tetris monsters begin to emerge themselves.
Ooh, do you think we might have some monsters? We might have some people lurking in the background. We'll see as the night goes on. But
we've got our Telstra replay here, where you can see the beginning of Void's destruction as they just kept that solid well. Not many errors towards in many of those games. And of course, that's the question you got to ask yourself: when you're not making many errors, is it time to push yourself to go faster, or?
It is. It's a strange vibe, I guess. You were talking about the rotation of points, and it's more likely to get the Tetraminos. So now we saw someone had that massive left well. At the point we could probably do like 2-3 Tetris. It's a bit more reliable now. You're going to get that long piece. So greed is a big thing in this game. People can definitely be greedy, but yeah, it's always about just sort of keeping in control of your structure, building up, and trying not to, the classic just placing wrong. We've all done it in Tetris. Oh, I meant to place that piece there. It happens a lot, but the ways you can be creative and work on the fly, it's very much, dude, it's Tetris. Everybody's played it, everybody loves it, and that's why we're playing it here tonight at Fortress. What a game. The mathematically perfect game, really. Like, don't get me started, how much I love Tetris.
Just loving, just like the ability to make those patterns in your head. You can see it. I think that's one of the cool things about Tetris, as sort of like being able to spectate it, is that you can just appreciate the beauty of the tower coming together and not necessarily.
I love it. It's like, so if this was me, I would have put that piece there, but you put that piece there. Why did you do that? It's like, oh, I see. Wow. And then they put another few pieces down and just do this perfect breaking sequence and make it well. It's like, oh, okay. It's great fun to watch, great fun to play, and it's one of those games that it's like it takes less than a minute to explain, but a lifetime to master, and the skill ceiling and the different play styles and everything about Tetris. What a game! What a game!
Sounds like you want to be there playing right now.
I do a little bit, I must say. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here casting. I definitely, part of me wishes I was down there playing, but
that's right. Look, when we saw what we saw in that game, what do you think we need to see more of in this? What's going to separate?
I mean, there was some great things happening on both players. One player just had the classic, just hard well on the side, just putting down just the reliable safety, just putting down the side well, the 9-0 as they call it, and just going for the Tetris on the side. But we also see sometimes those structures, if you make a mistake and things aren't built the way you were, you can really crawl your way out of that situation with the T-spin Ws, with the combos. And you'd be surprised that even though I've broken my structure, how quickly you just put another pieces down. It's like, oh, I can actually still just do a Tetris right now. And building out of this bad situation, I can actually get a lot of points to get myself back on sort of a playing board that I'm comfortable with. But the point difference is also very manageable. That point, sometimes it can seem a lot, but in Tetris, you can be surprised how quickly you can put a few tens of thousands of points down. If things go your way, you get the pieces you want.
Right. I find it, look, as someone who has played a bunch of Tetris, but not necessarily played at the highest level ever, I find the most difficult part is increasing my speed without completely ruining my build.
Yeah, it's something I get caught, like, I always punish myself with like going too fast. I'm just going too fast for my own good, and I'm fimbling and messing up buttons. So it's good to sort of pace yourself, slow yourself down a bit. There's no rush, because sometimes making a mistake can be a lot more costly than just sort of slowing down, chilling out, and just getting into your vibe, getting into your groove. I guess that's why we call it Tetris effect. That is sort of the name of the anomaly. What would you call it? Just the feeling, the phenomenon. The vibe. Yeah, that's perfect. Of once you're playing Tetris, that zone you sort of get into where everything else gets sort of shut out outside your head, and you are just narrowed in, watching, focusing this Tetris game.
Close your eyes and see Tetris blocks falling into place.
I mean, they nailed it with this game. Tetris Effect connected. Like the music, the visuals, it leans exactly. I mean, they called it Tetris Effect. They're leaning into much like the art of Tetris.
That's right. Yeah, it's hard to see it in the one-on-one verses, but when you're actually playing the game yourself, and you've got the headphones on, and the game's immersing you, every single time you rotate a block, or you move a block, or you place a block, you actually get feedback from the game. It changes the soundtrack.
It's crazy.
Vibration. It's really like the game has become.
It pulsates. It's rhythmic.
As if Tetris wasn't addictive enough. Like Tetris Effect Connected really takes it to that next level.
Yeah, we are definitely going to take it to the next level with the Fortress Social Gaming Tournament here. Free entry. It's our first qualifier for the day, so it will be best of three throughout the day. Just for our first qualifier, then there'll be another qualifier with finals. 2 happen tonight. As we mentioned, all sorts of points for your houses, all sorts of prizes. As we go into our next game.
Mango, of course, representing Vela, our devious House Cup, and Ogre, representing Jim the Ogre as well. Both these players.
So Mango playing very fast.
Yes,
and there's a T-spin setup. We are seeing it. The T-spins are already coming into effect. Players making use of the new modern format. Okay.
Instead of leaving that classic wall on the left-hand side, you can see Furumango is preferring instead to create T-based shapes in the middle, so you can get that T-spin double, which is worth significantly more points than a Tetris. Of course, much harder to execute, but it does mean that if you can pull it off, you're gonna get a lead quite quickly.
And this is what I'm talking about the T-spins. It's a little hard to explain, but once you visualize it, once you see it, as you can see, Furumango's done it 3 or 4 times already and putting in another. That's a T-spin single, but sort of creating these gaps where a T-piece can fit in perfectly. And the T-piece is very flexible. It's very nimble. You'd be surprised, and you'll see it as we can see some of these players are definitely onto it and getting those T-spins down. How you can maneuver, flip. Of course, Modern gives you the chance to slide pieces, but I also love Modern Tetris, that moment of hesitation when you're not sure what to do and you got a piece and you just keep pressing spin over and over again. Just holding that piece there, giving yourself a second to think.
Yep. And like the advantage right now when you start building that center well and then you go for those T-spins in a row, how do you compete?
Well, all of that said, the point difference isn't really too crazy.
That's right, yeah. Ogre has still managed to just keep the points pretty close. So both these players, in the same amount of time, you can really see the level of play is already going up so far. Because
comeback potential in Tetris is just so crazy because there's always the chance that your opponent could just make a little bit of a mistake. We all make mistakes, we're all human. If someone eventually taps out, and messes up their board.
That's right, tries to play too fast, tries to maintain their lead. Then gets if you're trying to play too fast and you get into the wrong position, you can really damage yourself. Both players here playing at such phenomenal speeds, and we've got 37 seconds left on the clock, and you can see the planning that comes out because we're able to place almost as soon as they have a block come out. That's being able to know what's coming up in your bag just makes such a huge difference as well, because then if you can play around that, you can have a bit more confidence. Wow, I've never been able to access that level of play.
I'm at the point where at the start of the game, if you give me like a few minutes to sit down and really think, it's like, okay, I think I can do 1 T-spin double. If I just give me a moment, everybody just chill, wait, I'm going to put this here and I think that's okay. And then we just see some players just keep going for it, just smashing it down.
I think if we could pause the game, I'd be much better at Tetris.
Yeah, it feels like Dragon Ball FighterZ is talking about, like, I need you to slow down this a little bit so I can interpret what's happening here. But a strong showing from Furumango.
In that first game, yeah. Very commanding, showing the knowledge of, creating those T-shaped space.
This modern mode that we switched to comes with a lot of sort of just enjoyable, like the quality of life changes, where it's just sliding pieces, rotating pieces, being able to hesitate a moment, hold a piece. It just makes it a little more comfortable to play. But then you also open up all these new strategies, these new tactics, which I think some of our players are out tonight to exploit. As we said, we got money, we got points, we got prizes on the line.
That's right, we got money and points on the line, but also we got a bit of pride, a bit of ego on the line as well. I mean, you might even come down. The whole point of Fortress is for a space for gamers, for you to come with your mates and just have a great time. And if you're competing here in front of your friends for the first time on the big screen in the Alienware Arena in front of all these people, like, you got to get over those nerves. You got to have some real bravery, some real courage to get up here and compete.
I'll say, like, and Tetris, it's that game where anybody can win. Like, we talking about how strong Mango is, but it feels like there are a couple the mistakes can happen. And we're all human. Nobody's perfect, so we'll see how it goes here. Definitely have some fast speed action happening.
That was an incredibly nice combo from Ogre on that side there. We'll get the lead for the first time in this set so far. Can they keep up the speed though? This is going to be the big question. Oh, big T-spin double there from Furumango will take a substantial 2,000 point lead.
And a big well for Ogre. A lot of Tetris to be done here. You don't need to be that fancy. You can make up this point difference your own way. If you're just going to be super fast, going crazy, just get those Tetris. Like, Ogre is responding in kind right now. I think it's a good points down. Very close game at the moment.
Yeah, keeping the point differential much closer this time. Ogre had an opportunity to settle their nerves on stage and be able to play at a speed that is really working out for them right now. Nice combo so far.
Combo.
Or combo right there. Still maintaining only a 2,000 point difference. Much better than last game. We had almost a 10,000 point difference. You can see that definitely much more composed this time, and it's forcing Furumango to play at a much higher speed. You can see there's a huge gap there, and Furumango's having to play with less space. And if Furumango does top out at this point, it's going to give Ogre the remainder of the time to catch up in score. So,
and with only 2,000 points different, I'm sure you could do that. Yeah,
absolutely. If you were to top out at this point, Ogre would have no problem catching up. And Furumango has such little space, such little margin for error right now. Really needs to play at their absolute best to clear out this well. Oh, another missed drop right there. This is going to be a tough recovery, but a nice spin on that L block will keep them in the game. Still not much space to play with. Very tense in this last minute. Any sort of top out at this point will still give Ogre the game, and you can see they only have about 8 or 9 lines to really maintain this lead. It's only a 3,000 point difference. Only 49 seconds left on the clock. Not much space to play with right here. Really needs to make it happen. Another tight spacing right there is going to make it the pressure even higher there. But wow, such finesse, such ability to stay composed under this pressure. 36 seconds left, and wow, Furumango showing amazing composure right now.
It's 3,000 points. It's less than 10% difference from each player's score. This could go either way, but the time
Double Tetris will close the gap significantly. There's no opportunity for double Tetris for Furumango right now because of the shape of their well. There's still an opportunity for coming back in these last 15 seconds here.
Time is a thing.
There it is. It's only a 1,000 point difference right now for Ogre. They just need to get some more blocks here. They haven't really got much to play with it. Only 5 seconds left. We just need to see the maintaining of this lead from Furumango. 2, 1. And that will be it. Furumango will take it 2-0. Remaining composed with only 8 lines up the top. What a performance right there.
That was close. And yeah, that's the interesting about Tetris. We can definitely see Furo was up there with the T-spins, being fancy, getting those T-spins. It did make the difference, but it wasn't that dominating of a difference where it wasn't unwinnable. It was very close at the end, and just the odd one mistake or just a fluky, couple Tetrises or something good. And the difference, that's the game we play. That's Tetris where you're like,
that's right. And
a few thousand points isn't that much, my friend.
It wasn't, and it was really close, really, and again, that can be at that level, right? Even though, so we did see Furumango was using T-spins and creating their wells in the opportunity to create a T-spins, had a couple of errors, created a huge gap on the right side of their board that was almost not recoverable for the rest of the game after 1.5 minutes. And that meant they had less space to play with. But those early T-spins were enough to really make those, to really, take that lead. And playing consistently under pressure was able to maintain that lead. And that was very impressive.
See the Telstra Tetris replay.
Yeah, here we are. Of course, this was the first round where Furumango was able to play at a very, very strong speed already. At the 1.5 minute mark, was already 6,000 points ahead, and then increased that lead to 10,000, 11,000 points by the first round. But this is where, again, Ogre in the second round, they became more composed, potentially being used to playing under pressure, getting used to playing in the prestige, and they have summoned the courage to play under the conditions, and only a 2,800 point difference in the end. And that was actually shortened to about 100 point difference at some point.
That was very close at some points in that match. The score was very close.
That's right. So very, very impressive right there. Cool game. And that was only our second match.
I know. We've only just started our first qualifiers today for the day. There's still so many more matches to come for the qualifier.
any
Prizes to be won.
That's right, and that's the beauty and the magic of like being in a tournament, and not only a tournament, but a single elimination tournament in this sort of social gaming environment where people not necessarily have never been. Like I've, aside from Fortress, I've never been to a Tetris tournament. I would say most people, they enjoy it on their phones. It's like a nice way to pass time, and it's just one of those games that everyone plays, sort of like a bit like chess, and everyone is better at it to different degrees, and being able to come here in this environment and get the thrill of competition, be able to to be sitting down here, and anything can happen in a single elimination. You only have 2 rounds can make or break your tournament life. Now, of course, there's the second qualifier for you to go in, but it does mean that it doesn't matter how experienced you are. You could just, one mistake, 1 round is gone, two mistakes. Ooh.
Single elim, it can go both ways. It can happen very quickly, but it's single elimination. But then we have 2 qualifiers that are both free to entry. So you technically, if you come and rock up for the first qualifier, you're actually going to have 2 lives. You'll get a second chance. You rock up in that second qualifier.
And you guys, that means it's a second qualifier. You're at home. You're checking out. If you're in Melbourne or if you're nearby, get on a train. Get down to Southern Cross, cross the road. We are right here in Melbourne Central. Right here, across the road from Melbourne Central. Get here. It's free to enter the venue, free to enter the tournaments. If you just want to come and stop by, check it out. There's a huge sports bar in the Alienware Arena that you can see here. You got the downstairs restaurant and bar. I know I'm a big fan of the Palmers here myself, and the burgers has been fantastic.
Yeah, some of the food menus I was looking at, it's all themed as well. It's all like there's some pretty cool menus going on, both like cocktails and drinks, but yeah, meals as well. So some of the food is popping pretty hard here. I want to go hit up maybe some of the arcade area when this is all done. I think I'm going to go down the bottom check out the arcade machines.
Well, we're from a fighting game background, so of course, we want to jump on those arcade games and get some lines going, see who wants to step up for the challenge.
God, I was surprised. I didn't realize there were like board games and card games and everything here. Like the tavern area is just like built for that. It's such a vibe. Like I love the pixelated fireplace, the classic, like the nerdy wood, the fireplace with the screen. That's just I love it. It's such a good vibe down there. Yeah, they went over and top with getting just sort of a comfy vibe for the place down below.
It does feel very comfy, and
to go check it out.
It's almost like you're in 2 separate bars, but really, it is the biggest gaming bar in the Southern Hemisphere. It is It's like you're entering 2 different worlds between upstairs and downstairs.
Because some of that stuff, like the Magic and the board games, not something I know too well about, but then right next to it is a room full of Alienware PCs all laying together. You got people playing Fortnite, Counter-Strike, and everything like that. I was like, oh, okay, this is my mecca in here. I can see, on that curved ultra-wide monitor, loading up 0 build solos. All right, put me back down. Oh God, I want to get into all of it.
That's right, and like we're on here on Saturday at one of the game days, but on the other days, you've got free play Fridays. We've got movie nights here for the old classics. I know they played Pokemon 2000 here. The movie. I
saw that. I think there was a night. It was Ready Player One and some other movies. Just general like.
Yeah, that's right. Because you can see here we've got the Alienware Arena that you're just overlooking at the moment, and we've got all the game PCs here. But this is just for the game day. We actually move all of these tables and computers out of the way and bring out the stage and just have a movie night. And then we've had finals here for League of Legends and other esports. And here you can see the seating area.
There's our crowd, a lovely crowd. Shout out to the audience.
Shout outs to the crowd here, rocking up to enjoy some Tetris.
Yeah, shout out to the crowd. Everybody's getting excited out there. We're just getting started for tonight as well. There's going to be 2 full qualifiers until the finals later on. There's a lot of fun to happen tonight. We're just getting comfy.
Yeah. And of course, we talked about those spot prizes before when we were talking about the most valuable player and the gesture. We're really looking for these competitors. They're really willing to put themselves a bit out of their comfort zone and then show some spirit as well. So if you're out there and you're a competitor and you want to make a good impression, show the spirit of the venue. That's what this is all about. It's all about creating a space for everyone to compete and celebrate each other and root for each other and cheer and celebrate gaming as.
Just hang out and just enjoy some games. Like whether you're a competitor or not, whether you enjoy watching the competitions or just want to play some casual games, there's a good stuff there, sort of for everybody. We got the LAN area and everything. But now we're going to be a little more focused on this Alienware arena. We're up here in the little more competitive. We've got some tournaments. We've got prizes. We've got Tetris, baby. Tetris Effect connectors. So
Look,
I'm enjoying modern. We've definitely seen our players come out and playing a little differently, embracing the new format.
Yep. Last time we played Classic and we were doing this Tetris Day, we were talking like, oh, what is it about Tetris, as a game and Tetris Effect Connected that's so, so like addictive? And I know that this game actually, it started out when they were first thinking of Tetris, because Tetra means 4, and the S actually comes from tennis. It was the creator's favorite sport at the time.
I did not know that at all.
But,
okay, all right.
Actually, it's from an original game that they used to use, we got tetraminos, they used to be pentaminos, and you used to have to combine them all in a square to build a rectangle, and that was the aim of the puzzle. Of course, it was inspired by that, and now it's, but that had 12 different variations, and when you have only 4 squares, you can only make 7 different variations. But man, they've obviously found the sweet spot, the perfect number here, because this game has like the 3rd best-selling game of all time. Absolutely unreal.
It's a popular game. It's one of those people, like most people, be like Tetris. Ask your parents, ask your grandparents. They'll be like, oh yes, no, that puzzle game. Like, it's one of those things that it just clicks, and it's generally like, in the commentary, it's a bit of a faux pas. It's a thing that everybody compares their game to chess. As everybody is like, oh, it's just like chess, because chess is just one of those mathematically perfect games that you can explain in like a minute, but it takes a lifetime to learn and master. Tetris. Yeah. Like, it's just mathematically, like, just explaining it in like a minute.
So, on the screen right now, we have 2 of our finalists from last Tetris Day, Bingers and Amphonia. Both these players here were finalists.
You've got the law, returning players?
Both returning players. I'm pretty sure Amphonia won the cash prize, won the $700 cash prize, came first, and Bingers was a very high-level competitor there as well, and was one of our finalists for the last Tetris event. So, we have these 2 versing right now, looking to eliminate each other from the tournament, and get that place in the finals as soon as possible. It's a very competitive match coming up right now. They were limited before, and Amphonia actually came up with the unreal strategy last time, created what was called a mushroom in the game, which was Amphonia built up a column in the middle of, and then created a higher floor, like a mushroom, so that it took a shorter time for the blocks to drop down, because you're limited by the 3 minutes in this game. You're limited by the fact that because there's only 3 minutes in the clock, you may as well...
Interesting. So if you build up and start putting points down as quick as you can, that makes sense. I understand what you're saying. Wow. I can't say... seen or know that, but we are seeing a T-spin double already down on the board, but an all clear. Yeah, coming out from Anthony Ho. Oh, okay. All right, we got some real stuff happening.
That's right. T-spin on one side, full clear on the other side, another T-spin double, and you're going to see this score is going to go bounce from back and forth. Both of these players are very, very high level right here.
Yeah, I'm seeing it already. We've already seen several T-spin doubles. We've seen an all clear. Back-to-back T-spin double. Ooh, all right. This is moving fast.
That's right. Only a 700-point difference. Just to say, like that's really not much at this at all. That's one Tetris. One error can really will mean the difference, and who will take the lead and potentially maintain the lead.
It's also interesting every time watching Tetris and seeing the differences players make. You can see Bingers has gone for the 4 from the right on the 7th.
That's right, but massive amount of that was 2 consecutive T-spins right there from Amphonia, was able to take the lead right there at Bingers, but Bingers clearing down their whole well. A huge lead from Amphonia right now. It's just 3.5. Yes, it's still an opportunity for Bingers to catch up, but another double back-to-back Tetris, and you can see with those T-spins that Amphonia made earlier, able to really take a strong lead, but still.
They are. The T-spins are making the difference. Bingers had a pretty good well set up, but the pieces they wanted just didn't come, or something just didn't happen where they just cashed out a few Tetris. But look at this perfect T-spin well coming out of Anthony Ho. You can see where those T-spins are just going to line up and get in. But I think you can set it up, you can build it, but not necessarily if you build it, they will come. They don't necessarily always come. You still need those pieces that you want. And
such solid play coming from our reigning champion here, Amphonia, with a 7,000 point lead, with 1 minute left on the clock. It's going to require Bingers to really have to either increase their speed.
Smash down some T-spin doubles and some Tetris because they're doing it. It's happening.
Create a Nice T-spin well right there. Getting a
You see the T
double.
piece came down, but they didn't have the R, the L on the side. Gash it out, so they sort of had to hesitate.
Look, Bingers has been able to he's gotten 3 T-spins since we started talking about them, and that's...
I know, this is very close. This is
very
actually...
close, and they're being
bam,
able to...
another T-spin double.
Look how much they're able to reduce it. It was a 6,000 point deficit right now, and now able to really push down. And of course, Antonio has not much of full build left, but there's 17 seconds left on the clock here, and only a 1,000 point difference, and there's much more material on Binger's side to play with.
Exactly. At this point where there's only 10 seconds left, having such a clear playing field can be a deficit.
Oh, 900 points difference right now with 3 seconds left. Can we make it
200.
happen?
The T-spin single. Oh, Anthony just smashing down the late game T-spin single. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it may look neat, it may look convenient not having this clean, perfect playing field, but that gives you less chances to make points. Like, how are you going to do a T-spin? How are you going to do a Tetris unless you have some sort of base setup?
That's right. And when you saw Bingers at the end, you thought, why wasn't he placing properly well? He saw that the score differential was down to about 100, and he thought that you actually get points for just dropping a block onto the bottom of the well. And it's not a lot of points, but it's somewhere around 40, right? So if you're 100 points difference and you slam down pieces as fast as you can, like that's an easy 400 points if you can get 10 blocks. So he thought that he was able to make up that 100 point difference with just that strategy just then. Didn't quite work out because Antonio was ready with some last minute clears.
And it's so impressive if you look back at just how fast both players are playing, to think of like the time it takes to describe this strategy that they thought of and adapted to on the fly. They're coming up with these decisions in like a second, in microseconds. They just have to sort of work with the pieces that are coming up.
T-spin's coming up with a T-spin double right there, and a back-to-back the lead for Bingers. The first time he's been able to maintain a lead for this length of time in this set, and you can see very competitive both sides, both players, veterans, and Antonio going to get a T-spin double, put himself in the lead right there.
Bingers had the optimum well, but ooh, T-spin singling out of that. Oh, that was an interesting play. That was a good one from Bingers there. I love that. Worked out of that situation. Bingers does have a great setup right now. Antonio has a great well on the side, but not the best for, as I say, not the best for T-spin double. Just prove me wrong. I love being proved wrong.
Let's look at the score difference right now. Less than 50 points. That's only one Tetris between the two of them. And, you know, one T-spin will mean the difference. Both players having to weigh up, you know, building up this well versus, you know, building for a T-spin well. It's such a fragile balance. If you focus too much on T-spins and you don't clear efficiently enough, you can end up making a mistake.
It's interesting, especially when it's so close. Like, the scores have been so close. Do you really like push and push and push just for that T-spin?
Exactly. You don't have the time to build. But Bingers, wow, look at this points advantage. Almost not as much of a lead as Antonio had last game.
Look at that perfect. And that's the example right there. That perfect little spot. You can see that T. Just as soon as that T comes in, slide that sucker down, get 2 lines, T-spin double. The points. Now the Bingers is going crazy this game. 5K.
Going crazy.
Going to 6K.
And now, yeah, look at this 5.5k lead with 35 seconds to the clock, sitting on a very comfortable lead. And Antonio doesn't quite have the material or the build right now to make a comeback in 26 seconds. But you know, they're going to have to play absolutely out of their mind. But Bingers looking so solid this game, was able to made all the right decisions in terms of being able to balance between those Tetris clears and between those T-spin clears. And that seems to be
Bingers slowing it down a little bit, being a little more chill, just setting up that well, getting it to Tetris here or there, but...
And yep, once again, finishing off with that strategy at the end of the last 3 seconds.
Bingers very aware of the timer on that match. They were playing the timer on that one. They could see there's a few seconds left. Let's just get our points in.
That's right, yeah. Definitely making sure to keep good habits, even though didn't need those extra 400 points in the end. Definitely keeping up those good habits.
Yes, you do it. Why not? That's definitely fighting game mentality coming back. It's like you do your full combo. Just do your proper thing. That's
right. And so look, we're in our first time in so far in the tournament where we've gone down to a final game, a third game right now. You can see that the skill between both players is so even.
Just one early mistake came out of Bingers though. It was a bit of an awkward placement on one piece there.
It was awkward, and now there's a bit of a gap there. They're trying. You can see they took a breath there to evaluate how they were going to come back from this one, leaving such an awkward gap. And yep, then
Anthony sort of seizing the opportunity. Ooh, how good. That's just how quickly the score points.
That's right. Look, the scoreboard is
around. It was like 3K lead, just like that. It's gone.
That's right. And look at that. Anfonio really bringing it back-to-back T-spin doubles, putting themselves ahead 4,000 points in this final round here. Whoa. And
Bingo's combering their way out while Anthony has this massive well to just drop T-spin after T-spin. Anthony in a very good position right now, 7k point lead, got that third well happening on the side.
And wow, just those early couple of errors creating such a huge points deficit and not able to create the well needed for T-spin. And Anfonio has been given the leisure of being able to play a much slower game and create a much more deliberate well. You know,
that's where creativity comes out. That's where playing on the fly, just working, coming up with things on the fly comes out, because this hasn't gone the way I wanted. This is not the structure I wanted to build, but now I've just got to make the best out of this. And you see Bingers, T-spin double, like trying to make it happen right now. It's tried it. No, it's not going to quite squeeze in there. 8k point lead, maybe one of the biggest point differences we've seen in this matchup so far.
That's right.
And it's sort of just going quicker on Anthony, and we do have that time limit, as you mentioned.
That's right. Getting a T-spin double there into a Tetris, we'll be able to climb back a couple thousand points, but wow. Oh, blocked off the well there. Not any comfortable positions right now. We'll get the single, but it's a large comeback from this point. Nice combo. Without those T-spins and without enough of a well, it's going to be an incredibly difficult comeback in these last 34 seconds. Anfonio just needs to play solid. Has the leisure of play, has the ability to play a bit slower, and
great job from Bingers
setting up the pace in this last 20 seconds.
Bingers has been picking up the pace. There was a lot of T-spins coming out of this sort of what's been an awkward building situation. Great comeback from Bingers.
That's right. They've managed to make up 3,000 points in the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, that happened so quickly. That's the game we play. That's Tetris. Sometimes it can look insurmountable, but the things just sort of go your way if it all clicks together. Now Bingers is cashing out.
That is all over. The reigning champion Anfonio manages to stay in, looking to reclaim their throne, maintain their throne.
What a game! That's like what, our third game for the day. But
that's our third game for the day.
Got some, and we're seeing a bit of a pop-off out here in the Alienware Arena here at Fortress Melbourne. Everywhere, we got an audience, a crowd. Big shouts out, great matches, great crowd, and great action happening here already. We've only just gotten started. Feels like we're already near the finals already. Like everything's happening here. So, oof, that was a great game.
Yeah, and it was very competitive. Good to see two amazing competitors there, showing off their skills and showing off, that was something that you couldn't see last time we had Tetris on. Is that we had Classic, but it was really focused around the just getting regular Tetrises, and of course you were limited by the speed of the game. And now players are forced to basically, see the point advantage, see the point disadvantage, and start reacting in the way they play the game. Like, do I slow down more to create more T-spin opportunities, or do I just do I need to play fast here? Like, do I have
that sense of urgency?
Yeah, the urgency that's created. Yes, there isn't much interaction. You can't send blocks over to the other player for them to deal with, but you still have to consider all the time like how much wiggle room you have with the score, and you get to play with that momentum. Are you playing under pressure? Do you have the opportunities to take some time to really create those even more damaging point-taking T-spins, or do you have to wait?
So this is definitely one of the games I would love to have, those eye trackers where you can see exactly what people are looking at, because you're all over the place. You're looking at the piece, your next piece is upcoming, the piece you have held. But looking at the other players' playing board can sometimes give you a little bit of an idea of like maybe how you should approach this. Like they've got a solid 8k lead, but they don't have much of a base to sort of work with and bring up points quickly. Where my board's bad, but I maybe can scramble a few T-spins, a few Tetris. It's just like that, maybe 5-6k points happen, and suddenly it's a very close game again. If the person in the lead is playing a little bit too chilled, and just because you're ahead doesn't mean you should maybe slow down too much. Your opponent might catch up on you very quick.
Look, that's right. Look, I remember, in preparation for this, we're talking about Tetris. Like, Tetris is the game with like the video game with the most psychological studies behind it. And last time we talked about how it's actually being used to reduce the incidence of post-traumatic stress disorder. Like you can.
Yes, we mentioned there's a reason it's called Tetris effect. It is the effect of Tetris, my friend. It happens to all of us. You can't avoid it. It's mathematical. It's physical. You can't. It's Tetris,
That's
baby.
right. And
we love it.
And I was looking a bit more into this stuff. They had a whole bunch of teenagers play Tetris for 30 minutes a day for 3 months, and they found that their cortex had actually expanded by 0.5 millimeter.
Wow.
So the gains that you get now, it's still to be said, this study doesn't say that part of the brain, that extra 0.5 millimeter, is actually used for anything else or quantifiably able to do it. Of course, the cortex is responsible for a lot of thought and language and processing, but
we're not skipping brain day out here.
yeah, don't skip brain day. Like that's what Tetris for. Get that 0.5 millimeter gains.
Here we see both players setting up T-spins on the Telstra Tetris replay.
That's right, and this was the end of the last round where Bingers really tried to make up that 100-point difference, but Antonio had already created some last second. Even though Bingers had that strategy for the last minute, it seems like Antonio could even have been operating at a higher level, had already had in mind how they were going to finish off those last 10 seconds, knew the build, how much time they had, was looking at their bag and wanted to make the most of it.
I was noticing points in that replay with the score difference was literally like plus 18, plus 48, like plus just the smallest 2 digits where it can just go either way. And that's why it's such a fascinating game to watch how both players sort of approach their builds, their play styles.
Very happy to be one step closer to maintaining their throne. And
we're probably aware that was one of the stronger players out here today. That was one of the bigger hitters. So.
That's right. Antonio is our reigning champion right now. Won the last Tetris Effect Connected game day and is looking to take home that $700 first place cash prize once more. Has already shut Bingers out from this qualifier and is going to force Bingers to compete again. Of course, big shout outs to the crowd. You can see them sitting in our seats.
Oh, we've got signs.
Live, love, Tetris.
WWE. Ooh, all right.
That's a real Tetris fan right there.
We got the kitten and everything. Yeah, I love it. I love the science. Wow. We're full WWE. We're full AEW.
That was like, was that A3 or A4? Like, I'm just thinking like...
Sure. We need the signs about which JRPG you love the most next. And then we're going to be fully equipped out here. But yes, of course, the crowd getting into it. Dude, that's just the vibes we got happening here in Fortress. Everybody's turned out. I'm glad I've got this on my radar now because if I get stuck in the city, I'm just going to rock up and just see what's happening. Especially on Saturday. We're getting details below with the game days. You can enter online if you want to. If you want to make sure you're prepared and be like, okay, I'm going to come on Saturday. I'm going to compete in this. You can register, jump in online, but you can also just rock up on the day.
That's right. I mean, again, we've said this already, but if you are in Melbourne, you can actually come down and rock up and sign up for Qualifier 2 as long as you get here before 6:25, and you can be a part of this.
Literally, still this tournament right now.
Yeah, this tournament right now.
You can still rock up and just and sign up.
You could be playing against Antonio and forcing him into playing his heart out. And of course, we're playing single elimination.
It's
so
tempting. I'm going to abandon you, leave you here solo. I'm going to go down here, and I actually don't think I was talking myself up before. I was like, oh, I think I could do pretty well at this. And now I'm watching. I was like, oh, all right, but no, I reckon I could. I don't know. It's so tempting. That's what I feel. But Tetris, look, the games,
and look, even if you felt that way, we've just seen 2 of the best plays that got like. But I know that Antonio was first. Bingers was in somewhere near that top.
I want to get in
top
there.
4, but
I want to get in
like
there.
We talked about the prize for today. Yes, there's those cash prizes, but there's also the house points, and that is like when you've seen some of the characters that have come up when we're loading into game.
Jim.
Bella, Jim, Karina, and
Jim
Boots. When you just by entering one game day, one event, and becoming part of a house. You become part of that house, and then on the 6th game day, which is at the end of our CSGO Wingman second game day, there's going to be a party that's going to go into the early hours of the AM. And if your house wins the House Cup, you're going to get a little bit of extra slice of cake, metaphorically speaking.
Oh, I bet if Fortress are putting a party on for you, it's going to, dude. I've seen the private rooms. I've seen all the stuff they got down there. These places decked. So I think if you can have a party put on for you somewhere, this is a place to have it happen. Especially if you enjoy gaming of any variety. I'll bring it up a lot, but I actually had no idea how much there was about just board games, card games. I've got a lot of friends that love Magic the Gathering, and they keep convincing me to play it. I want to get into it. It's almost like Warhammer as well. Like some of these things are a bit expensive, but it's all happening down there, baby.
Look. we talked about, the free play nights. We've talked, there's Palmer Tuesdays. You've got
You
the
know about
PC
Palmer
gaming.
Tuesdays. I haven't had the pleasure yet, but I'm hearing about these Palmers.
And then we've got the movie nights, and like we still have all of this this PC gaming area where people can, like I know not everyone can.
That LAN area is crazy down there. I'm an old school LANer myself. I grew up on LANing, like playing UT, Quake 3 and stuff. And when I see that room decked out with just like these glowing Alienware PCs, all the LEDs, all the bells and whistles, but it's just literally the massive curved widescreen monitors and stuff. Like, okay, that's this is better than me bringing my own PC to a LAN.
That's right. And look, you talked about the stuff that's really hard to do at home. There's those gaming experiences. Maybe you've heard about them and you haven't had an opportunity. And one of those biggest ones is like the Dungeons and Dragons experience. We've talked about the original characters, but they've got Dungeons and Flagons here, and that is like a one night.
Okay, now you talk.
This is a one night sort of like you go in. So many people. The biggest barrier to trying Dungeons and Dragons is that you hear like, oh, you got to create a character and sit down for an 8-hour session.
This is why I was a little sassy at the start. I was like, I'll leave you on this one. I'm not quite there with that.
You have to commit yourself to like weeks of building up this story. And Dungeons & Dragons is a fantastic game. It's all about, taking the best parts of doing pretend play and doing, fantastical play as a kid and giving it a real rule set because you still get to improvise over the top of it. But a lot of the time, it's really inaccessible, whether it's to someone who's time poor or someone who just hasn't had a sample of the game yet. And Fortress has dungeon masters, the best dungeon masters, hired out to do
this
3
actually
hour.
Sounds really cool.
To do 3 hour long sessions for you and your friends, and it's and you can just come down and do like a 3 hour session, do a campaign, get a taste of that improvisation, and have and that fantasy and that pretend play sort of thing, and just play on the night. And that's that's just like a game
really
experience. Like I know, like I'm lucky enough to have a gaming PC at home, but there's you've got these PCs here, the Alienware PCs that are just like the best of the best. The computers are significantly better than mine.
I know, yeah, definitely. The obvious conversation about landing these days, but there is such a different vibe where you're in the same room, especially a room that also has a bar and drinks and food.
That's
and
right.
All these different things that hosting such a thing, a party type environment with your friends at your own house, it's still that vibe where food, drinks, cleaning up afterwards, all that type of stuff.
That's right. You're really paying for a service down here. You come down for a gaming session with your mates. You know that you're going to have food just a hand reach away. Waiters that come and service staff that's coming up and giving you food and drinks and that
They'll
sort of
show
stuff.
me the LAN area. There's like a QR code where you can use your phone and QR code and like order things while you're sitting and like order food and drinks and stuff. Just like while you're sitting at the LAN PC.
That's
like
right.
That's luxury. That's I need to try that out sometime.
And that's right. And that's only one portion of the bar, right? Like again, like we're talking about this one aspect of the bar that's just that PC gaming area, and that's not even here. Like this is the Alienware room. It's a completely separate part. So you're coming down here. You're not just coming down here for necessarily game day. You're not coming down here for just like just one play. You're coming for the whole sort of Fortress experience. You're here to spend the whole night. Yes, maybe coming into tournaments is just one part of that experience. And then you go check out the arcade, or you go check out the board games area, or you try and meet someone new and join a board game you've never done for the first time. You play against someone in an arcade game you never played against before. Having that sort of like real, community vibe.
Definitely, it's I've watched a bunch of streams. I've watched the events. I've watched Dragon Ball Fighters and Tetris and things before, but it's hard to get a scope for just how big this venue is and how much is actually happening here, because we're up here in the Alienware arena, which is just massive. So many PCs, a whole viewing area, an audience and everything, but we've got stories and floors of just everything else as well. Like there's literally an arcade in here with arcade machines. You don't really get a real scope or a vibe for it once you're actually here in person. But for now, here in person, you can see Furamego coming
That's
up
right,
again.
we got Furamego returning here for their second time on stage. Of course, this is one of the players probably with the biggest smile on their face in winning, the most confidence we've seen on stage, aside from, of course, our reigning champion here. And
we also have JKVLX, which I'm going to assume is an acronym, or I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that. You see Fura already setting up. T-spin doubles, both players. Ooh, it's all T-spins now, baby. That's the meta for the day. Now we switch to modern. Everybody's onto it.
That's right, yeah, getting those T-spins, seeing how many more points you can get from those T-spins has just made it so much more important that people are able to take the time to set up those difficult maneuvers.
One of my favorite things to watch is when you can see someone with a build where they've got a piece held and a piece up coming in. It's clearly awkward. It's unnatural. It's like, okay, this isn't fitting into your build. So I want to see what you do with this. What are you going to play? Where are you going to place it? And how are you going to work your way out of this situation?
Wow, a 6 combo there for Furumango. Like, start off with a T-spin and then just clear after clear after clear. Such a commanding lead right now.
Furumango just sliding in that long piece.
And yeah. Oh my goodness, have we got the names mixed around?
We possibly do, I'm not too sure, as Furumango is... Oh, I think the names have just switched, so it is JKV Alex on the left, Fura on the right, but we're seeing a classic instance of a lot of T-spin doubles, a lot of good points being put down. I would say JK is 6k in the lead. Fura is, I would call it cutting your losses when your structure, your build hasn't gone quite the way you want. But despite that, hey, I can still put down some T-spin doubles, I can still put down some Tetris. I've only got half the playing field, but I'm just going to assume this is my floor now. This is my ceiling, and I'm just going to do what I can with it. And bam, T-spin double, Fura. Right. JK is definitely taking off, yo. It's almost a 10k lead, one of our bigger point differences we've seen, and Fura also was quite dominating earlier,
right,
so seeing the swings happening, 50 seconds on the board, 10k point difference. But JKV in a perfect spot, like that is your ideal well right there. Comboing out of it, not quite T-spinning, it was set up for perfect T-spins, but JKV, this is what we're talking about, JKV in a good spot, playing a chill. Fura manages though, to get a few cheeky T-spins in, starts sliding some things down, the point difference, even with 30 seconds. You could do 8k in 30 seconds, pretty quick.
Such quick clears, such fast play from JK right here, and
yeah,
it's been just such solid play the whole way through, and just such a focus on T-spins, which of course our most points you can get through.
But now it's just safe play from JKV, just the hard right well, just Tetris, nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy, because you've got that solid 8k lead. You've only got 0 seconds left on the board, so yeah, just defaulted into the cool right well, and smash some Tetris down.
That's right.
Just to secure that lead.
Secure that lead.
Yeah.
That's right. And JK taking that first round, of course, looking very calm, collected. And looking to enter our second round here. And we had very commanding lead right there from JK at the beginning, and they actually got a T-spin within the first few blocks placed. They that's sort of one of those advanced techniques, I suppose, or parts of strategy, is when you are reading the bag at the beginning of the game, like, that game's loading in and you know the starting pattern on like a clear board, like you know how the first 4 pieces are going to go down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that first few seconds when you're seeing the countdown and we're waiting for the game to start, they are picturing in their mind what they're going to do with these 4 pieces, because now that we're playing modern, you can see the next 4 pieces coming out.
Furumango with a much stronger lead, actually maintaining a lead at the beginning of this game and able to get some T-spins back to back right there.
But just like that, JKV with the 2 T-spin, T-spin single.
Oh wow, Furumango playing much more solid this round, able to maintain a lead of about 1300.
JKV's got such a good build right now though, like JKV's build is sort of preferential for the long game, so look at it, setting up, we're playing the long game here, T-spins on T-spins.
Okay.
Very close.
Playing fast, much more consistent than last time. We did see there was such a huge advantage there last time for JK, and Furumango just had so many errors, so many build errors. Ooh, a double hard drop right there, and just not the right spot. Furumango's going to have to recover from this one, but still has a nice advantage. Much cleaner build right now from JK, but a nice T-spin double. Fast play right here.
While on Furu's side, it may look a little more chaotic, like the build isn't there, and there's all these awkward lines at the bottom.
T-spin going for combos here.
Give the points.
A bit awkward there again, but looking strong. Still able to recover. Furumango showing composure again. We did see this as soon as the pressure started mounting on Furu when she was in the lead, she was able to maintain it. Another couple of misdrops right here, and this is going to really test their composure under pressure and test their ability to correct it. Still recoverable. manages to get another T-spin to maintain that lead with only 45 seconds left on the clock.
And Fura takes the lead. Fura definitely dig up, just did a perfect roll. Like, forget all those 4 or 5 lines at the bottom that were busted. We're setting up T-spins on T-spins, and Fura now taking the lead suddenly.
That's right. It's not a very clean build right now, but all that matters is that she's able to
like you
maintain
just
it for
forget
the
about
next
the
30
bottom
seconds.
half. Just right off the bottom half of Fura's board, it doesn't matter. We're using the top half to just do as many T-spins as we can in the next 30 seconds.
That's
and
right.
it's happening.
It's a bit messy, but it doesn't matter. Still able to keep a 3,000 point advantage, even though JK has had such clean builds the whole way round. Fura has focused entirely on doing T-spins to make sure that they're securing points and being rewarded, even through all the mistakes. Still able to get all these T-spins, still able to play at the top end with more pressure, and that, again, once again, because there is less space, and there we go! What a comeback! Big exhale
wow,
for Mango, playing out of their mind!
Excellent comeback. That's what we call cutting your losses. Like,
That's
okay,
right.
half of my board looks like an episode of Hoarders. I don't care, because I can use the second half. I can structure this and just T-spin, T-spin. I can use half a board. Of course, in this mode, you don't get the trash sent from your opponent, so you don't have that threat of other lines popping up, other things sort of
And topping
busting
you out, that's right.
Yeah,
so you are
can
able to
take a
cut your
moment to
losses.
chill, like, this is my board, my playing field.
That's right. And
I'm going to use half of it, I'm going to use half of it damn well.
That's right, and we have seen Fura, when they're in the driving seat and when they're in that lead, they're able to consistently continue applying pressure with the lead, even though in the previous round, the very first round, they did end up with a 10,000 point deficit, able to win by 3,000 points then. So just showing that the level of play and anything can happen in a single elimination.
Definitely,
and,
as well as like it was pretty convincingly in one way for most of the round, but the score turns around really quickly. Even if you're bored, you've made some mistakes, looks messed up.
There we go. It's a very tight game once again. JK going for a very clean build, and Fura's looking for those T-spins, and a bit messier there, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, huge T-spin doubles. Right there from JK will get the lead. And
JK may be playing a little bit faster now after, like, last time JK was building so well. Like, it was such a cool, calm, methodical approach to building. It looked so neat, it looked perfect, but it wasn't sort of fast enough. It didn't really get the points fast enough while Fura's just going for it over here.
That's right, and look, Fura's already cleared 39 lines compared to 27, but JK's have been much more effective, being able to get more spins, get more crucial combos right there. So we can see, even though Fura is still playing faster, JK is making it count. So
I think JK's speeding up a little bit. I feel like JK's
right.
recognized that this was the difference, that while they were doing was really good, really mathematically sound, just wasn't quite fast enough to keep up with the
right. And
points.
this is a less than 1,000 point difference the whole match, and we see it's going back and forth. A nice back-to-back T-spin double there from JK. We'll take a 1,200 point lead, and that is what's going to make the difference right here, is being able to make those T-spins and make those plays and balancing, that speed. Even though Fura is playing faster.
That T-spin triple, did you just see that, my man, on the left? That was all right. This is what I'm talking about. It's hard to describe
T-spin of the tournament. Yeah.
That was just working that guy. It's crazy just how maneuverable that T is. That guy can just tick the touch,
right, and
weave.
The lead is insane. Even though JK is over 15 lines behind and Fura's playing at a much higher speed, being able to make it count with their build and with their like getting that T-spin triple, getting so many consistent back-to-back T-spin doubles. They're playing slower, they're playing more methodical, and this time it's working out, and Fura is going to have to figure out a way in these last 28 seconds to try and figure out how to make this comeback. Try and make those crucial T-spins, try and make up that difference in score, whereas JK has much more leisure to play solid, play slow. Here we are in the last 13 seconds
set up
here.
now. It's gonna be hard. So sort of on JK to just keep that point difference happening.
Just not being able to get the well that they want, and JK playing so solid in these last 3 seconds here. And there we are, just finishing off, and JK, what a competitive match between JK and Fura right there. Wow, deep exhale. My goodness, both players playing absolutely out of their mind there. Neck
What
and
a showing.
The whole way, and you can just see the difference in play style and in speed, and just finding that delicate balance between speed and good clears, and it worked out. It worked out for Fura in that second match, but in that third, JK was able to.
With the T-spin triple, I love to see it, but you can see just how it ebbs and flows in both ways. Both players, a lot of different opportunities, a few mistakes here and there. And it's still anyone's game at the end of the day. But God, I wasn't ready for such cool matches. I thought maybe our few first opening qualifying matches might be a little slower, a bit more chilled. No, everybody's bursting out the gate here. Some really good Tetris Effect connected matches here. It's that modern mode. People asked for it. They asked for it in that the Fortress Discord. It's been popping off lately. There's a lot of excitement happening in there.
That's right. Yeah. Look, guys, we were thinking about what's the best sort of Tetris pieces. I think that's been coming up as a bit of a discussion point. What do you think about that?
Best Tetris piece. Well, I've actually, James Chen, he commentates a lot of Tetris. I've actually brought that to him. So for myself, I was always the T piece. I always felt like the T piece. There's always sort of a place for it. Whether you've intended to or not, you're sort of feeling out wherever you could put that T piece. Feels like it sort of slots in anywhere. But everybody also loves the line piece. The line is obviously the classic. I mean, the game's called Tetris. There's only one way you can do a Tetris. There's only one piece you could do it with. So I think a lot of people love, the old line piece. But
that's right. Look, if I was before this tournament and before seeing, the real power of the T block, I think it was always the most satisfying thing to slam down those line pieces, to get 4 in a row, to feel like you built to that point, you've got perfection there. But now, after seeing people show me the beauty of playing in that chaos and playing in that the riskier well, and playing with not just creating a rectangle, but creating a deliberate T-shaped well so that you can drop those in. Yeah, the T-shaped showing. So if you got any thoughts on this, and you're here in Twitch chat or you're in the Discord, let us know what you think, because we've done a bit of a survey. We're going to talk about that, but it's interesting to hear what your thoughts are, what you think the best piece is after seeing some of this tournament.
This is our Telstra Tetris replay on the last match, and a little bit of frustration coming out there. It's a fast-paced game, and it is definitely Tetris. It is one of the games that is a little hairy to sort of just making mistakes. We all make mistakes in Tetris. We all need to place that block somewhere, and either we did it too fast or we were just a little off.
That's right, and you can see, here we are at the end here. We've got Furamango with 19 lines in front, 19 more lines cleared, playing at that much more of a fast pace, and JK still able to make it count. So it's not just about speed. You've got to be getting.
It's not about the number of lines you put down.
You've got to either be going for T-spins, or you need to be doing combos. You need to be comboing your Tetris. You need to have a lineup. You need to have a lineup of your board built in such a way that you can do it all at once. You can do the Tetris, you can do the T-spin, then you can combo after that. You've got another line lined up, and that's going to compound your points, being able to get that. So it's about the quality of the lines, not the number of lines.
Yeah, exactly. Quality, not quantity, my friend. We saw it in the last tournament here at Fortress when we were playing Classic, where the mode is sort of, I think Tetris is the best way to get points. It's the boom Tetris theme. It's building Tetris, but there's a lot of differences between Classic and Modern that you might not totally pick up without actually putting your hands behind it and playing it. Simple things like being able to slide a piece, or I'm sure if you played Tetris, I know I get into that moment of Tetris where I'm stressing and I'm hesitating and things are moving fast. With Modern Tetris, you can get a piece to a point and you just keep pressing the rotate button just to give yourself that few seconds to sort of think. It's like the piece is just sitting here. I'm just flipping it because the game's just hanging it there until I get 2 seconds to think, okay, do I want to hold this piece? Do I move it left or right? You don't get that in Classic. Things just drop, things just hit. You can't spin pieces against the wall quite perfectly. Pieces don't slide. So there's a lot of finer points of just the general movement on top of being able to hold a piece, see the 4 pieces upcoming. The point system that changes from just Tetris to combos and T-spins. But it's something, if you do have Tetris Effect connected, which is on Game Pass, by the way. If you feel like playing Tetris Effect connected, PC Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, I'm a Game Pass fan, so I'm going to...
Yeah, that's right. Well, you've got a perfect opportunity to try out Tetris Effect connected, whether it's down here, in the venue, or online. Come check it out. With free play, it's going to be free play right now, and it's going to be free play as we go and finish the finals tonight. So come if you want to, if you're interested, come check it out. And of course, we're going to be back with you guys with Qualifier 2 after this break. Hello and welcome back to the Fortress House Cup 2022 Season 1, Game Day 4. My name is Big Jetty and I'm joined here by Proc. Proc, how you doing?
I'm doing great, my friend. As I said at the start of the cast, it's my first time here in Fortress, and boy, I'm loving it. I can't wait till we've moved through. I mean, the Tetris tournament's so fun, but there's so much else happening everywhere. As I said, I walked straight in here, immediately saw like a Street Fighter 4 setup. I saw the Taiko no Tatsujin arcade machine. I've got to get to down there. Like, there's so many things happening here that I just want to get at. I kind of low-key wish I was competing in the tournament as well, but I don't know, it's the tournament today. We've got here Tetris Affected Connected. It's a normal open Fortress tournament. It's a free entry. Just come into free entry to the venue, free entry to the tournament. Just rock up here in the Alienware Arena, just decked out with these amazing Alienware machines. We've got a stage, we've got an audience, we've got a crowd out there. It's it's all happening here.
Yeah, that's right. And it is, as you said, it's free entry. I just ran into someone who was just saying like, oh, I was just walking around. I saw this massive venue. What's this all about? Came in.
Exactly.
Here we are. Just walked into this massive gaming tournament. What's going on?
It's right here in Melbourne Central as well. I remember there was one of the entrances, because it's my first time. I remember seeing an entrance on the street that I was looking for. I didn't realize there was the entrance right in Melbourne Central. So if you're in Melbourne Central, it's right there. It's pinned up everywhere. It's pretty obvious. And I had to stand in a line of people, all the people trying to get into Fortress, whatever their game is. Dude, the board games, the card games, the arcade games.
That's right.
Right next to a big LAN room decked out with Alienware PCs, people playing Fortnite. Right next to Magic the Gathering. It's a little bit of everything happening here.
That's right. And you can see here, we're getting the overview of the Alienware Arena. There's all these Alienware PCs. Of course, we're here for the House Cup. And House Cup is the Fortress House Cup presented by Telstra, supported by Alienware, is the largest Australian social gaming tournament with a $1,500 prize pool on every single game day. So, it's free to enter. Not many. I don't know. I've come from a fighting game tournament background, and we had to used to pay like $10 just to enter the venue, and then like $10 per extra tournament you wanted to enter as well.
We don't bring up how much it costs to enter a major, but yes, we definitely come from a fighting game background where things are just so competitive in the fighting games, aren't they? Like, it's just these comps that we are up here. It's like, oh, you don't know your frame data? You don't know that moves 4 frames? Or it's just like, it's a little bit of a different vibe here. It's a lot more chilled. And so I love the term social gaming because it's just a good vibe. It's just a friendly vibe. There's such a good chance, like if you have friends that enjoy video games of any type, there's a good chance that you'll just run into them here on the multiple stories of all different games that are happening. But it's a good mix between competitive and just having a good time. Free entry, so you don't need to worry too much. Like, you're not really risking yourself. Like, the worst thing you're going to do is come out with having a good time and maybe learning some things about the game as well.
That's right. Yeah, it is a social gaming event. This is only just one component of Fortress. This is the largest gaming bar in the Southern Hemisphere. So even though you just saw that massive overview of the Alienware Arena, that doesn't even show the sports bar that's behind it. It doesn't show the downstairs tavern area with pixelated fireplace, full restaurant and bar. It doesn't show the arcade area or the PC gaming area. There's another room separate there that sometimes gets set up with a DJ and some music as well. We have a DJ right here, right now, playing music for this tournament as well.
I know, there's like an actual, my man's just there and he's let it rock. We've got like an actual DJ just for this floor, just up here in the Alienware Arena. That's what I keep talking about because it's my first time here, but I've watched a lot of the events. I've watched Tetris, I've watched Dragon Ball Fighters, of course, before, all the different games happening here. I've watched Mark from Auntie Donna and all the antiques and stuff that's happened over the past few years, but you don't really get a proper sense of the scope of the venue and everything that's happening here because we're up here and there. The Alienware Arena is so big to just cover everything that's happening here as it is. Just the different stories, as I say, like, yeah, Magic board games. It's literally like you can rent. I think there was a shelf of board games. You could just like grab and rent or just play. But
that's right. Yeah, you can.
Kind of everything happening down there.
Yeah, it's something for everyone. And if you're coming here, like, you haven't been here yet. I know, like, Melbourne, we're just coming out of 6 lockdowns. And, Fortress opened at the beginning of that, and yet look at the venue. Look at the life that's been breathed back in. And if you haven't been here, look, you're really missing out. If you love games of any form, any shape, there's something to do. Come down for a whole night. You could be coming here for one of our game days. You could be coming here for the Palmer Tuesdays.
Yeah, the Palmer Tuesdays. Yeah, I need to cop a Palmer. Guys, the food and the drinks and the cocktails and everything, like multiple stories. We got a massive bar here and all sorts of different options here. But
One of them.
the food options, the booths you could hire down there. I think there's like certain booths where you can get like a party, and you've got, God, it's hard to describe. It's like a full half circle couch in like this taverny fireplace environment. But you've got your own dedicated massive screen to like put your own game that you want on just for your group to play, while also having access to all the other areas in the venue. It's one of those things where like I think like if I'm in the city and I've got a couple of hours to kill, it's like, what am I going to do? Am I going to see a movie? Am I going to
That's right, but there's movie nights here
browse
with
at
all
EB
this
Games or
classic,
yeah, come to Fortress.
That's
like,
right. You got
Fortress and
that.
stuff.
You know, you've got like there's obviously like places like Cinema Nova love to show those old cult classic movies. Like that's, you know, we've got those movie nights where you're watching those old classics like
movies
Pokemon
that-
2000,
yeah,
Ready Player
definitely.
One, like,
Those good ones.
yeah, those old classic video game movies and pop culture related stuff, just as a celebration and to just, you know, and you can see this arena. We actually can pull out all the chairs and watch a massive esports event, watch a movie together. We've got Dungeons and Dragons here, 3-hour sessions, one night sessions for you to have a taste of that, and otherwise just meet people. You know, there's been everyone here is so friendly and welcoming, and really it's just such, you know, it's just such a place where you just feel really at home and able to just like find new games and meet new people and like gaming used to be such a sort of a less popular hobby. You weren't even allowed to say that you're even into gaming, but this is having a place like Fortress, a real opportunity and a real space to geek out together and just
Definitely see that emphasized by the whole house vibe that we're going on here. The houses, everybody jumping up and going into a house. You saw one of them was our ogre friend. I'm not sure. The Karina or Vela? I'm still learning my houses. We've got 4 characters here with the houses.
That's right. We got Jim here, Gary from MasterChef on the left
Pretty
hand
sure
side.
I'm a Jim fan, but I've got to
Jim.
learn the 4 houses properly because that's part of the tournaments we have here. Is you're working towards points. It's a little bit of a Harry Potter vibe. And you get it. It's almost like you're getting assorted to a house in Harry Potter, but you get to choose it yourself.
That's right, and of course we're here in the beginning of qualifier 2, which means that there are we have so many competitors, and because we're at the beginning, we're going to see lots of different play styles, lots of different skill levels as we narrow it down until later on. But right now, you can see it's quite a competitive match between the two of these people. Both these players hadn't had an opportunity to be on the big screen yet, so they're neck and neck. But anything could happen. You're dealing with the pressure because we're going live to venue right now. They got to deal with us talking as well. They know they're being watched by not only us, by the whole venue, and already the Uberduck at risk of topping out. They really need to stay composed to make sure that they don't top out this early on into.
It is a different vibe, yeah. I know it's much as we've got the camaraderie, the friendship of everybody just being able to rock up your beat here. Some of these matches are going up on the massive projector with our audience out here watching the matches, and it's things that people might take a little bit differently. Maybe some of our players aren't too used to
oh
being
no,
on the
Uberduck
stage.
can't find a spot for that piece. Just tries to find anywhere to put it, and really desperately looking for to keep it going in this really confined space. There's not much of a points difference. Nice combo there. Will take the lead. What a competitive game right now, back and forth.
It's interesting who embraces the being up on the projector, having commentators play-by-play their game, or if that like makes you stronger.
Yeah, well, look, we
can get some crowd or their spirit bomb.
You know, they're just lucky that they don't have like a heart rate monitor that determines the speed of the pieces.
I want the eye tracker. I think that would be so good for Tetris to see sort of when people are looking at their upcoming pieces, if they look at the other opponent's board. That's such a big thing in Tetris that personally, I don't do it all. It's one of my weak points. I'm so tunnel visioned and focused on my own playing board, what I'm doing, that I never really get the chance to glance over and look at what's happening on the opponent's side. And
look,
it does matter. It can affect or change the way that
17 seconds left. And look, there's only 700 points of difference. That's basically one Tetris. One 4-line clear on either side will make the difference in these last 5 seconds. Gary from Master Chef right here, looking for any opportunity to make up this 900 points. And it's time up. Uberduck will take this first round.
So close though. That's probably the least score difference we've seen in the game so far at the end, like of 3 figures, the 929 points. Very close.
That's right, and you know, maybe you're looking at the players right here. Yes, we've had some real killers. We've got the reigning champion from last Fortress game day, Tetris Effect Connected. They're here, and they were showing a very convincing, very strong showing in the first qualifier. But there's still such an opportunity here for you to just jump in and play against other players of all skill levels and just have that opportunity to compete. And that's what this is really about. It's about just putting yourself out there and having a go.
We've seen it happen already with some of, what we consider top players here, or who's looking hot. They're still human. They make mistakes in a game like Tetris. It can flip around. It can switch so quickly that anyone's in it with a chance. It's a very good vibe with the game of Tetris, with the way that things can just escalate or change on a dime, on a whim, just like that. And the different play styles that can come up from people and the different ways you approach it. Whether you play cool, calm, play it slow and safe, or you're more aggressive, smashy pieces down. Maybe you could be fancy with those T-spins. We've seen people be so fancy with the T-spins, but they take a little bit of time of it. They gotta sit there and think, it's like, alright, I'm gonna do the coolest fancy thing that I googled and saw on Tetris. Meanwhile, old mates over here on the right just doing Tetris, getting those points up, and you realize that maybe your strat's not the best unless you speed it up a little bit. So it's so much fun to watch, just the way people build, the way people build, the approaches. Are they going for T-spins? Are they going for Tetris? Or are they just going for combos? Are they just doing whatever feels good?
That's right, and look, this game has been so competitive the whole round. What an equal showing right now. One Tetris that able to take the lead back right there, Gary was, and Uberduck looking to make those big clears too, going for a combo there, and will take the lead back, pulling it ahead by 178.
Oh, it's just, it was 48 points for a moment there. The Tetris is really making the difference in this matchup. If either player can get that confident Tetris down, and we do see Uberduck is the one player with the whirl on the right, with the 4 blocks. There it is, boom Tetris, and that's going to give it 70 points difference. That's the difference though. That's how close this is right now.
It's really close, and that's going to be, look, at least another 6 blocks until Uberduck gets another line piece, and they've closed the gap. They have to be able to clear this as soon as possible. They want to move up for that line piece. Does end up placing it, and there another Tetris from Gary, pulling further ahead. Of course, Gary did not win that first round. The first round went to Uberduck, so Gary needs this to pull into the third round and have another opportunity.
Gary, yeah, definitely. I'm sure, just wants to solidify the lead, but the build's a little awkward on both sides. I don't think we're going to see a Tetris come out too soon. Wow, this is so close. It really is a difference, just one
Only
Tetris
22 seconds left right now. Gary wanting to hang in there and bring it to that third and final round. Needs to stay composed, needs to maintain this lead in the last 11 seconds right here. Still able to get some small clears. That's what it's going to be all about in these last 5 seconds. Just the small clears. Can they make it happen? Bring it up the speed right now. And
500 points.
500 points the difference. And that's going to be it. Gary is going to make sure it stays equal. 1-1.
1-1. So we're doing best of 3, first to 2 for our qualifiers. Our finals will be best of 5, first to 3. But for now, we're tied up 1-1 for the deciding match here between Gary and the Uberduck for our second qualifier to see who moves on.
Right.
See, that's perfect. I love it. Big smile on the face, sip of the beer.
Takes the sip, and already 2 pieces behind Uberduck. He's not pulling any punches, going to take all the advantage they can get. Knew that was only 500 points the difference. And while Gary is going to have to think about that sip of beer for the rest of his life, Uberduck will take his 300-point lead.
We've got priorities sorted, We know what matters first. We know what matters the most.
That's right. And look, how would you be if you knew that 2 pieces was the difference at the end of a match?
I'd be wondering about how much I've got left in my beer, if I need to go get another beer, or if I need to sip, or maybe I'll be going to the bar.
And here we are, 32 points the difference now. Gary managing to make a comeback from that. And that said, Uberduck is still 4 lines ahead, but we've talked about this again and again. It's not just about the amount of lines. It's about the quality of the lines. We know that the more lines you clear at the same time, the higher points you will get. If you're able to pull off a T-spin and rotate a T-block into a difficult passageway in time, you will get rewarded with even more points. So, you can see...
Players at the moment are looking for Tetris. Gary, you're getting that little bit of an awkward spot when you find yourself with 2 wells, a well on the left, a well on the right. Both of them need the long line piece to figure it out.
Gary having trouble, doesn't quite know where to put this T-piece, lost a bit of time there, but and Uberduck will take the opportunity. 2 line pieces back-to-back on the right-hand side from Uberduck. Definitely needs to recover from that one, but still maintaining the lead. Trying to figure out where to put these awkward L blocks. Both players neck and neck here with 1 minute 20 left on the clock.
-1. That was literally 1 point difference for a moment.
Oh, misplacement from Gary. Doesn't know where to put this line piece now. Mistakes on both sides. Who can stay composed with 1 minute 11 seconds on the clock? Uberduck with a 700-point lead. We haven't seen more than like an 1,000-point difference between these 2 players, so one Tetris can mean the difference. Only a couple mistakes can mean the difference.
At this point, just placing blocks quickly could make a difference. You mentioned at the start of the stream, it's not something you see pop up too much, but when a game is this close, just simply putting a block down gives you a little bit of points. And when we're talking plus 0, plus 24, there was a moment there where both players had the exact same score. But just like placing blocks just a little bit faster, anything can make the difference.
That's right, 40 seconds left, only 700 points the difference.
And Gary's got that, almost a well set up.
Here we go.
Putting the line down, only 30 seconds, but there it is. Boom, Tetris on the side of Gary.
300 points the difference now. 25 seconds left on the clock. Both players going to have to stay super composed. Make sure they're making those big clears. Gary getting ahead, climbing ahead by 184 points in the lead right now. Uberduck looking for it. Pressure's on for both players in this last 13 seconds. Not many gaps right there. Not the right piece for Uberduck. Trying to find any way to clear a line. It's not quite working out. 7 seconds left on the clock. Needs to find a way to build downwards right now. Still trying to clear in time. Only 400 points the difference. No, that's not the right block. Doesn't quite work out right there, and that will be it. Gary will take the win!
Gary got to get through. What a close match, and the crowd is actually going wild for our man Gary. What a matchup that was. That was so close. And God, we've been harping on about the mechanics, and that's why, because that's how close this game gets. This is Tetris Effect connected. That's why anybody has a chance. Anybody has a chance to win it in this, but it comes down to the wire. All the different strategies, maneuvers, mechanics, the things you can do. Like, what am I going to do? Am I going to build up? Am I going to commit myself to just get a Tetris to give myself a big boost? Or am I going to combo? Am I just going to keep a level playing field? Like, you can see that timer. That's why I love that eye scanner to see, looking at that timer, looking at your upcoming pieces, looking at your build, like, what can I do? And Tetris is really just improvising. Like, at the start, you can plan your moves ahead. You see the upcoming. It's like, okay, I'm in control. As soon as one thing happens that you're not totally adjusted to, it's all out the window, and you got to improvise on the fly. It's like, all right, what am I doing now? I've got these pieces. The points are so close. Should I risk myself, like welling? I might make a mistake, and I had a chance to Tetris, but I accidentally blocked it up because I made a mistake. I got too greedy. Greed, big thing in this game. So there's just so many different ways, and it's such a fun game to watch, the different ways players approach, especially in those clutch situations like that.
Right, we're going to go to our Telstra replay here, where you can see in our second game here, where Gary was looking to make a comeback. Both players still very close, and Gary taking that first round, bringing it 1-1. Very happy with that. Before moving into our third game here, where the difference, really was there was significantly more mistakes. You can see by the build, by the wells on both sides here. Both players were making significantly more mistakes as the pressure came on, as it came down to this final round, and still Gary able to remain composed and take that victory at the end.
And that's the art of Tetris. If you've played Tetris before, I know I make mistakes. I know. Mentally, I intended to place that block there, but between my brain and my hands, something went wrong, and I did not manage to place that block right. And that's where you need to improvise on the fly and just start scrambling, and that's the art of Tetris, dude.
Right. Look, and I really can't stress the beauty of that game. Yes, if you were here for Qualifier 1, you know that wasn't the highest level of play that we've had here, but those two players were so equally matched, and they're going to take home a competitive experience, being on the big screen, being part of this massive event, and then it's unforgettable. It's just an unforgettable experience, and what's available here. So if you haven't been here, you haven't been in the game day, you're a bit worried about maybe not being good enough or being outclassed. That's not what it's about. There are plenty of matches that are going on, not necessarily on stream, but between more socially oriented gamers that are just about the thrill of competition, the thrill of putting yourself out there in a competitive environment and just seeing how well you can do. So it's not about how good you are, it's about creating those memories and creating those in competitive experience. I've been competing for a long time. And
you sounded like you come from an FGC background, my friend, because that's how we do it in the FGC. And that's the experience, I believe, here, once the event, the tournament is wrapped up, there will still be an open free player area. So it's going to be the same as just with fighting games where maybe if there is someone a little higher skilled or a little better, they are going to be here hanging out, drinking a beer maybe, and just be friendly to talk to you and explain things. So it's such a great way to learn as well, if you like the game, and pick things up and talk to people.
And you just saw then, between competitors, we've seen it every single round. People are having close fights, and they go over, they say good games to the other player, and there you go. You've made a friend for the night, just out of just a bonding experience that is competing alongside other people. And it's
Definitely.
just, that's what this event is all about. It's not about
Shared
how good you are.
appreciation for the game.
There is, the prizes are amazing, but, the real prize is the friends we make along the way.
It's the journey we had, not the destination, my friend. So we'll be moving on. This is our second qualifier. We've already gone for our first qualifier. Of course, as always, these qualifiers are free entry. You can, I believe you can sign up online. I think details will be in the Fortress Discord.
Yeah, you can.
You can also just walk up here and just rock up and be like, hey, I'm here. Sign me up.
That's
so
right.
Can you come in a little early?
I'm in House Karina, and that was, and if you want to be part of the House Cup, you go onto the Fortress website. You could actually take, like a sorting hat sort of a quiz and get sorted into one of these houses. And I got sorted.
There is a quiz?
There is a quiz.
Okay, I don't know the details. Do you remember? So is it online? How does this quiz work?
Well, if you go search up, and if you go on the Fortress website and you click on the house, click on the, the events tab and you look at the House Cup, you're actually able, it starts off by asking you to get sorted into a house before you pre-register for an event.
Yeah, I know. It's important. We need to, if you play feeding here, you need to be playing for your house. There's a lot of points, and you might think that, you may be more interested in the cash money prices we have, the physical prices we have for people, but I don't know, those house points, that party that's going to come up on our final week of these game days.
That's right.
It's going to be pretty lit, as the kids say.
We're in week 4 of the Fortress House Cup 2022, Season 1, presented by Telstra and supported by Alienware. But, within that, there's on that 6th day, when we're wrapping up, you're going to have an opportunity to be part of the after party that goes into the early hours of the AM. And if you played in just one of these game days, on any one of the days, you have an opportunity to get an extra slice of figurative cake. It's not actually going to be cake, but there's going to be prizes for that winning house. And if you've just played in one and you've got yourself sorted into a house and entered the tournament, you are part of that last game day. And a potential to win those prizes. So here we are coming into this next game. We've got San Andreas on your left, Tuna Fish on your right, and of course, no matter who wins here, it's a win for me because I'm part of House Karina, and I'll take all the house points I can get.
I was going to ask, so red is Karina. I was wondering, if I get dude, I want to be sorted Jim. I want to be in with the Ogre crew, but I need to take the test, and I need to take it honest and just see where I go.
Now, very neck and neck, very close competition between both these guys as well. Tuna Fish has blocked off the whole top right columns there, and it's going to have to clear that first. But look, that's a really awkward position right there. Needs to build down, needs to reposition that well, and needs to do it quickly to make more space, because right now they've cut off much of the well.
It's a little awkward just having that overhanging piece on the right. You can see, even though it's a too wide well, you can still play with it, but just having that awkward block hanging over,
Look, there's no. Oh no, another misplacement right there. It's desperately trying to fix the early mistake, and Tuna Fish has got an awkward well to play with, which is forcing a risk of a top out, and it's going to make sure that Tuna is playing so cleanly, so composed, with only a 150-point difference than Andreas.
And this is what's interesting about score attack, though, because even though you make these mistakes and it looks a little awkward, you do have that time. You have that opportunity to sort of calm down and be like, okay, I've blown this a bit. Let's cool out.
What a recovery!
Is the score in the score
Look
lead.
at that recovery right there.
There it is.
Builds it all down and takes a 1,900-point advantage with it. Look at that composure under pressure, and especially for someone who's their first time here on stream, on the big stage. What an amazing amount of composure there.
And score attack without that threat of your opponent sending trash to you, you really get that bit of a moment to sort of calm down, relax, be like, okay, maybe I need to slow down a little bit. Maybe place a few blocks a little awkwardly here. Let's just sit back, look at what we're doing, and that's why I keep talking about the comeback factor in this game, because even though you've messed up half of your tower, your structure, you can pull up some T-spin doubles, some Tetris. You can like pull out some crazy points there. Building yourself back down to having a clear playing field, you can grab yourself 10,000 points on the way down.
That's right. Yeah, look, you can see San Andreas. They haven't been getting big clears. And of course, when you're able to get those Tetris, when you're able to get those T-spins, that creates the huge advantage. So even though there's only 7 lines between Tunafish and San Andreas, the quality of Tunafish's lines have been much higher, and that means they're staying in the lead, and they will take this first round.
And there it is, 1-0 to Tunafish. Don't put him in the microwave. And we're going to say San Andreas. All I can say is, here we go again.
Of course, as we come into this second round, really need to see much cleaner play here from both players. We've just seen a lot of errors.
I love those keyboards. How sick do those keyboards look though?
They do. They look very nice. And Tunafish already much cleaner build so far. Hasn't got that overhanging piece. Not starting with a disadvantage. And San Andreas also. No players have cleared any lines so far. And Tunafish going for the double well.
Both of them are going for double well. Both on opposite sides.
Look at that combo. 3 combo, 5 combo, 6 combo right there.
Oh, what a combo player. Oh, I love it. This is a totally new play style. What's coming about. And I love that both players are actually doing
that double well for
the first time we've seen it.
Potential.
For the 2 well. I know it's the first time we've seen it. As I keep talking about it. It's so interesting to see how different players approach this game. Like, if one person is given the same set of pieces, what would you do with it? As opposed to a different person doing it. And it just rewards creativity.
That's right, and it was an amazing combo and such a sequence right there and such speed it was executed under. And it's going to give a 2,000 point advantage so early into the game. Great play right there and being rewarded. And
it is that real like
point advantage.
writing with your right hand, writing with your left hand like type of things. Like I don't know why I do this. It just feels natural to me. This is just what I like doing. It's just what I feel. And Tetris is that game where it can often be rewarding.
Right. San Andreas going for quick clears right here. Gets a 2 combo, gets a 3 combo, 4 combo right there, and able to make up a bunch of points, but not enough. Even though only 7 lines behind again, the quality of Tunafish's lines, the quality of their clears has been fantastic, and they're able to keep this up. Ooh, a couple awkward pieces. Ooh, it's got some overhang. Gonna have to clear this pretty quickly right now because this is going to give a big opportunity for San Andreas to take their time and really build up their board, build up for some effective clears. Tunafish doesn't have the opportunity right now for a double clear. Ooh, another couple of misplacements right here from Tunafish is going to give San Andreas another opportunity. It's still recoverable for Tunafish. They can definitely make this happen. They just need the right piece of the right composure. They're slowing down, trying to find an opportunity to make it build. 50 seconds left on the clock. Still a good opportunity. San Andreas with the much cleaner board. Tunafish playing with less space, less ability to go for a double Tetris. So that means San Andreas with a huge opportunity here to build up their board in a nice way and get a huge point turnover with a double Tetris. Can they make it happen? Only 30 seconds left on the clock. Tunafish scrambling to make sure that they can make those gaps, but they've got so much overhang and so many different spaces. Oh, good line piece right there. They need to get this clear so they can open up that column, but they blocked it off again. It's not gonna. It's a 15 seconds with 900 points difference. San Andreas has a huge opportunity to clear it out.
Get that Tetris in. There's a chance for San Andreas.
That's right. San Andreas has a line piece. There it goes. 600 points of difference right now with 7 seconds left on the clock. Can both players still trying to clear in the shortest amount of time possible? 2, 1, and it's. Tunafish will take it 2-0.
So close though, and you could see just the differences in play are so interesting. Like Tunafish committed to that well. They had that well set up, and maybe it wasn't a perfect 2 Tetris well, but they had the big well. But it got a little awkward. But their point difference was there. Where okay, I've messed it up, and 60-70% of my board is a bit bunk. Write it off. Let's just get the points we can. Keep that score point difference. Because we saw on the left side there was a Tetris. There were points happening, but a clean build with only 2 or 3 lines, there's not a lot of point potential there. You can't drop a Tetris, you can't drop T-spins. You still got to build up to the point where you can actually get some points.
That's right. San Andreas was clearing their board really quickly. They weren't looking for long-term builds. They weren't looking for long-term Tetrises so much. And so the quality of Tunafish, even though with more mistakes,
Even though the board didn't look particularly...
It didn't look great. There was a risk of topping out. They stayed composed, and they played the long game better. They built their field better overall, and they weren't going, oh, I can get a quick clear here to make sure that I don't compound my errors and compound my mistakes. Tuna Fish, putting themselves more at risk, it paid off.
Yeah, and it's also, like, even though your build looks a little awkward and you're way up there and there's all these offset blocks and things, like, you can combo, you can scramble things, it's also, like, that structure where you don't, like myself, I'm not good enough to actually, like, build T-spin double setups, but if I happen to just fluke one out just through awkwardness or just, like, making mistakes or doing things wrong, it's like, oh, there's a T can fit right there. I can do a T-spin double here. I didn't intend it or mean for it to happen, but just because of the awkwardness of my build and the way things happened, it actually happens a lot more than you think. That's a lot of, it really honestly happens a lot. It's like, oh, I can actually get like thousands of points here right now, even though my build is super awkward. And that's the comeback factor on this game. And I think it's like, in ways, having this chaotic build, at least there's blocks there that you can make points happen. If your build is super neat and just a few lines, it looks neat, it looks pretty, but there's no way for you to get points from that. If I want to get some points, I'm going to need to put 3-4 place blocks down.
That's right,
and
that's
some lines.
There's an extra dimension here, of course, is we're playing in a tournament setting. You know, it really exemplifies your personality, your gaming personality. You are more a risk-averse player. Are you willing to take those risks under pressure? Are you willing to put yourself on a compounding amount of pressure when you're competing as well? Do you want to take more or less risk? And right here, you could see both players in the beginning of this round actually went for very similar builds. And the double line clear, and that massive combo there from Thankful Toad, getting that 6-line combo.
I love the variety of playing we've seen. Like, I think that's the first time we've seen a 2-well, but both players were also doing a 2-well. Like, they both rocked up and did their 2-line well on the left and the right, just like perfectly mirrored. That's the variety of play we're seeing coming out here. That was a really good match. But yeah, just you can see what people go for, and sometimes you see the people that are more aware of what to do to get the good points. Like, I need to be building up this immaculate, accurate esports T-spin well. And they might mess it up. They might make a mistake, and all this time they've spent creating this perfect structure of architecture just goes out the window, while someone over here is just boom Tetris, boom Tetris, boom Tetris, and that catches up to you. And we saw just in that playstyle with the 2-well, the combos, just combo. These things catch up.
That was such an amazing outplay, actually, when you really think of it. But both players had exactly the same build ideas, and they have, you know, when we're playing in this tournament format, and you're actually getting exactly the same blocks. So, you know, that's why seeing those similar starting builds is very common. But the fact that, like,
mirrored, where they do it in opposite sort of directions.
But
like
the fact that Thankful Toad could, that was the screen name. The fact that our player here, they made it happen. They executed perfectly, and and parallel, seeing that with exactly the same pieces, they made 6 correct decisions in a row, a 6 combo, phenomenal.
I feel like I was like a psychiatrist, or if I was doing like full-on brain studies or something, like this game, just seeing how people just almost do the exact same thing, but like mirrored strangely, because maybe it's literally like a right-hand, left-handed type of vibe, but just a different way people look at and approach these structures. And as we talk about Tetris, it's a pretty mathematical game when you break it down to a structure. You know, you can describe it in like a minute, but it takes a lifetime to figure out all the different nuances, the finer points. But that's what I've loved the tournament today, just all the different varieties of play and how effective they've all been. But it's sort of not been a too dominating type of play. Everybody's brought out their own style, their own things. So yeah, it's really interesting. I'm enjoying the play.
Yeah, there's definitely been a huge diversity of play styles and a huge diversity of personality that has come out.
Definitely, it really is personality. It's like we come from fighting games. Sometimes when you're watching fighting games, you could watch 2 people play the same character. Be like, oh, that's that player. The way that they're playing, I know who's behind the controls here, even though it's still you're behind the same mechanics, the same buttons, the same functions, because that's what a fighting game character is. You can still get the personality, the thinking, and it comes through so much in such. On the surface value, Tetris seems so simple, but when you look into it, it's actually crazy. It's so much fun watching all of the talent come out today. Good games. That's all I can say.
It's so good to see. It's good to see everyone come out today. It's been absolutely phenomenal.
So, I mean, people have come out for a reason. It's as much as we're having fun enjoying Tetris and getting through all this. There's good money on the line.
Ooh,
There's good prizes on the line. There's something out here for a little bit of everyone. We got 1,500 Australian dollars on the line just today. Just today for
That's
this.
just today. That's right. So people are like, oh, so you got to win. You said this is like game day, week 4, so the winner of all the weeks. No, it's
that's right. There's still a good trove to take away just from today. So people are playing for a reason, and I do love that on the tournament as much as like we're having fun and enjoying it. I think like when you put a little bit of the moolah on the line, something happens where people really people are playing to win.
Right. This is the Australia's biggest social gaming tournament.
And we've got physical prizes as well. We've got all sorts of different prizes for our MVP of the day, play of the day, a Jester award as well.
That's right. Heaps of loot for grabs. Alienware peripherals. Telstra.
Maybe you don't necessarily think maybe I'm not the top. Maybe you saw someone who's like, oh, I don't think I could beat them. There's still. I mean, there's second, third prize places for cash money, but there's also, we've got a few little interesting creative things out here. The play of the day, the Jester Awards, where if you're just having fun. You're out here, just have fun. There's prizes to be taken, so a little bit of something for everyone out here, other than I'm pretty good just enjoying this Tetris action, how it's happening, my friend. Ooh, it's good. Next qualifier, here we are, baby.
That's right. So, we move deeper into this second qualifier. We know we've got Antonio just waiting there on the other side.
Okay.
Our reigning champion. And we know that Antonio actually eliminated Ding as one of our other top 4 finalists, and they're looking to make their stand here in the second qualifier as well. But we will have 2 new fresh competitors representing House Karina, House Gym.
We got Dez on House Gym. I'm a Gym fan.
Now, when we're talking about Tetris Effect Connected, right now, like last week, we played the classic mode, we played the classic rule set. This week, we played the modern rule set, and just during the free play that we've seen in the venue of Tetris Effect Connected, one of the coolest modes that they're also joining in. There's the story mode, which is a very single player experience, and like you can enjoy like the story or like these really visuals. They've made soundtracks for each. It's a journey mode. Yeah, there's all these visuals, and because you're not playing against someone else, the soundtrack is completely around your place. Like every time you move a piece, rotate a piece, slot a piece, score a piece, you get a customized soundtrack. The game evolves as you play. That's the journey mode. That's a single player mode. But then we've also been seeing in the venue the zone battle. And this is, as we said, Score Attack doesn't have the ability to send over more lines to your opponent to put them under more pressure. But this is just one of many modes that are very exciting and very entertaining within this game. Here we are with some more Score Attack between Alex Blender and Dez.
Already seeing a T-spin double coming out of Alex, putting a good point score, lead on the line, going for the right well, and moving pretty fast. Dez still not too far, and keeping up though. We saw that quick T-spin double coming out of Alex, but Dez is just keeping up with the Tetris. That's what I'm talking about. You can spend a little bit of time getting fancy. It's like, check out this T-spin double I did. That's a pretty cool T-spin double. It's the best thing you can do. Meanwhile, your opponent on the other side, Tetris.
That's right, and Dez has got an early misplacement, 2 early misplacements here, and Alex has played perfectly so far. No errors thus far, and Dez has, they can recover from this easily, but those early errors have meant that they haven't been able to make as many consistent combos as Alex has.
A bit of a mistake in the build, because Dez was keeping up. Let's talk about, technically, the T-spins are, the highest scoring, best thing to do, but if you're fast, if you're solid, if you're consistent with combos, with Tetris, keep that stuff coming. Dez keeping up big time. This is how I win games of Tetris, not being too fancy. I'm just a hard side weller myself, the 9-0. Hard right well. Tetris.
That's right, but look, only 500 points. Oh, we're back to 1,300 points difference, but we're down to a 500 point differential there. And here we are again, floating around that 1,000 point difference. So this game, very competitive. This is both these players' first time on stream. Tournament owners are legit here.
I think Des wasn't maybe not aware they actually had the perfect T-spin double set up there. That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you don't even intentionally set up T-spin doubles, but if you can recognize and see it there on the map, you'll be like, oh, I have a line piece coming up. I actually can totally just do a T-spin double.
Look at this, 100 points the difference here with 1 minute left to go. Very competitive match, and both players at this small score difference will need to pull out all the stops. Look at Alex's build right now. So much material to work with. And they're building so close to the top. Gets a Tetris. And still building so close to the top. They're going to have to slow down here a bit. No risk taken. That's a poor piece. That could be a top out. And look, we need 36 seconds here. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over. The Des still has 35 seconds to... 30 seconds, no, it's not over. Des has to catch up in 27 seconds to the score. Oh,
I believe Des.
Oh, Des has won. So Des just has
ahead.
the top
Des
out.
was ahead. I know. That's what I'm talking about. It's so crazy, and this is where people can be a little greedy. That's the greed we're talking about. Alex had all the potential to put the points, even though Des had the point lead. Des didn't have really much on the playing field to work with. If Des wanted to get some points to catch up, they had to build up a situation to get points because they literally couldn't even go on the line because their build was so neat, tidy. Alex had a massive right well. The potential for Tetris, T-spins, the chance to just get thousands of points in that last 30 seconds was there. But that's the greed. When you build up that high, such a big well, and you make one mistake.
That's right. And look, Alex, yeah, you're exactly right. Alex had so much material to work with, had worked down such a big well there, but because, and this is one of the what we're talking about. If you're keeping that medium-sized well and you're building for T-spins and for Tetrises at the same time, you're keeping a well that's not forcing you to only get Tetrises.
And in the other modes where you have the threat of someone sending trash to you, because I'm a hard right weller myself, and the idea is that I could drop a Tetris, but if someone is about to threaten me and you see those lines pop up, someone's about to send a bunch of trash at me, you can use your Tetris defensively to cancel out someone sending something aggressively to you. But in this mode where you're not having trash sent out, there's less, just do your Tetris. You can probably just do your Tetris, because it's all just based on points. You don't need to worry about the back and flow, the ebb of someone sending trash lines to you. So it is a bit greedy to sort of just build up, but at what point do you just take your points and run?
Yeah, that's right. At what point do you start going for those quick saves? Because yes, you really want those line pieces, but again, we were seeing Alex spending more and more time building those line pieces up and using them not to clear lines, but because they wanted more. They wanted more points, more combo cash out, and here we are. T-spin double early on. Alex wasting no time getting a point lead. T-spin single again, and now happy to go for an all clear. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
8,000 point lead.
I think that was like 1 or 2 T-spins for the full clear, the perfect all clear. Coming up,
and
bam,
look at that.
6k lead, just like that.
6k lead right away within 30 seconds.
Des not too worried though, tweaking, tightening up a little bit. 4k, 2 points done, 2k points done. But wow, what an opening from Alex.
Huge, yeah, all clear bonus right there with the double T-spin combo. And, Alex, especially after
Alex heard us talking
finish.
everything about that last game. He's like, nah, check this out, yeah? 2 T-spins into a full clear. We are out here.
We are out here, and of course, Des has more lines, but still a significant lead from Alex because that starting build, because that starting sequence was so impressive. And now look again, we've got Alex doing the same thing, building up high. When they got, they're going for some combos here. Not a pretty awkward piece, but going to be able to get a T-spin double. Good save right there.
Aware of that, yeah, that was the perfect situation. It sort of just set itself up. I'm not sure if that was intended by Alex, but you could see, if I just put this here, it's going to be that perfect spot set up for the T-spin double. It's a good thing to keep in mind because these players that know how to build their well to construct the T-spin doubles, but it happens a lot. It already happened several times, I've been saying it, that
Des has worked this back from the start that Alex had. Des has been able to keep up the speed and being able to clear 9 more lines than Alex at this point. Knew that they had to respond with speed in order to make this happen. Has already taken the previous round, has proven themselves a player, but of course, in this single elimination, in this best of 3 series, anything can happen. And already, we've seen, a 2 combo right there, and that will maintain the lead. Strong play. 1 minute left on the clock. We saw such a competitive match last time, and both players here
Des with the better playing board, Des with the left well, Des with the hard left well, putting down some Tetris. Ooh, their score lead is going back and forth right now.
T-spin double will take the lead, but no, taken straight back with the Tetris. 43 seconds left on the clock. Players are neck and neck right now, looking to cement their lead, looking to see where the trying to find that balance. How much are they getting? They're wavering. One person gets the lead, the other person takes it right back with 29 seconds left on the clock. With some real balance now between material and clears. They have to find the perfect opportunity. Another Tetris going to take a 1,500 point lead in the last 20 seconds. A misplacement there. No, he's going to slot in. Reducing speed for just a moment there, but there's only a 200 point difference. Alex pulls ahead once again. Really needs this round to stay in it. And we've got 11 seconds left on the clock. Errors from Des' side. Still needs to make it happen. Still happen to get that. Ooh, a 2 combo right there. Taking it 600 points in the lead with 3 seconds left to go. You're going to need to get it down. No, tops out and Des will take it.
Yo, Des actually won that whole time. Like, Alex was just going crazy. Alex was improvised. He had everything going there. Just cut the losses. Like, forget those 2 blank spots at the bottom. This is my playing field. Just boom, Tetris. How did that just turn around? Like, that was so close, so back and forth. I was so focused on Alex's board there. I thought Alex had that. And Alex came out with that. Alex was actually the 8k point lead with the full clear at the start. Yeah. Des actually turned that around. Wow, what a comeback. What a play from Des. Excellent play.
What a match we just had there.
Excellent play from both players. Like, Alex coming up with that full clear at the start, the 8k lead. It's like, okay, this is going to be 1v1. Clearly, we're going to a game 3.
We're going to a game 3 with that sort of play. But no, Des hung in there, brought it down to the wire. And when
that's what I say, like, even when people are doing this, like, real tricky, fancy stuff, it's like, dude, this seems a little too... You're doing full clears, you're doing T-spin doubles. Say, on the side, just boom, Tetris, boom. Just laying it in, doing the classic
stuff. That's right.
It works, baby. The classics, stick to the classics.
Des just played solid, and they played faster. And even though Alex was more deliberate in their build, look, that could have gone any direction.
Dude, that was so close.
Yeah, like, look, you really
down to the wire.
You saw the strengths of both builds there, and it really came down to the wire. In the end there, with 3 seconds left on the clock, Alex went for a quick points with that, but it still wasn't quite aware. You know, how many things you have to be aware of. You have to be aware of the score. You have to be aware of the board. You have to be aware of the other person's score. Like, you don't even know how far ahead you are. Well, and Alex thought they were only a few seconds ahead. Didn't under the pressure of those last 3 seconds, was not able to make it happen in time. But wow.
We see the Telstra replay for Tetris Effect connected, and we see the hard welling happening on both sides. So it's another classic. Oh, that was the T-spin, the T misplace on the left. Tied things up, but yeah, it's coming through strong at the end. Strong showing. That was a really good match. That was a really close, even match, but also 2 very different play styles that sort of just meet up in the middle, make a very close match.
And here we are, you can see all of our competitors here in the Alienware Arena that are still playing their matches through in this second qualifier. And of course, the spectators behind, showing them support.
That's right. Yeah. It's a lot of fun having, that's the fun of the Fortress environment, instead of just like playing tournaments online at home or something, being out here before you...
Shout outs to our crowd as well. Make some noise here for the Tetris.
Yeah, shout outs to the crowd. Cool. All right. So we're moving through the second qualifier.
Moving through our second qualifier. We just had our third round of 5. So that means we're probably moving on to a We're moving into round 4 right now. So this is the round before the qualifiers. So we're looking at a really high level of play right now.
Definitely moving through the second qualifier. So yeah, as people move through the rounds, of course, the stronger players might start shining through a little bit. So we're moving through, but I don't know. I feel like most games happening tonight have been could go either way. Like, chance for the comebacks and different things are happening, but everybody's trying their best for a share of $1,500 available for the cash prize pool.
And some house points. Look, even 9th to 16th place will earn 50 points for the house.
Oh, no, that house party at the end, too. I really doubt Fortress aren't going to put on a pretty fire party. Like, Fortress going to put a party on for you here?
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the standings between the houses after this event.
I know, as we move through this, so we've gone through a few events. There's a couple more events to come. Dragon Ball Fighters, CSGO Wingman, they're going to be happening in the next couple of fortnights. So if that's of interest, jump in the Fortress Discord.
If you play any shooting games at all, grab your best
Probably
mate.
no CSGO. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, if you play shooting games, yes, a CSGO especially, but any, calm down, grab your best mate, join in the 2v2s. You've seen the environment, you've seen the hype, you can get part of the house, you can meet some new people.
2v2 is a good environment. I was asking before, and it's like CSGO Wingman. I don't know that mode. What does that mean? Oh, it's a 2v2 mode. I get
right.
it. CSGO Wingman. Okay, yeah, no. That's it seems perfect for this type
That's
of
right.
environment. When you hear a friend having a few drinks, it's like, yo, let's play some CSGO Wingman tournament with prizes
That's
on the
right.
line. Nothing to lose, free entry.
That's right. And look, and Fortress is an incredibly receptive brand. We had Classic Tetris last time. This time, according to a popular demand, we've adjusted the rule set to modern Tetris.
I do love that. Everybody here has been so friendly, and they're listening to the community as well.
That's right.
They've heard what you guys said. They said, hey, people would prefer this mode. Let's play this mode. We're listening.
That's right. So if you're not comfortable with one of these games, jump on the Discord. Let them know what game you want to see, and then that they're listening.
Definitely.
You're here in the heart of Melbourne.
The potential is such a big thing here as well. I feel like things are just getting started here. Especially maybe after the last few years. Maybe there's a reason. This is sort of the first time I come check this place out. Everything's picking up big time. Oh, all right, this is what I'm about. The house spotlight. This is what I need, Jim. This is my man. Sign of the Hammer. Not all trolls are born equal. From an early age, every troll is made to understand where they fit in the smashing order. Most trolls serve in the Hammer battalions and work in service of a minor lord. All are unhappy, few complain. I love the lore. So I love this lore because it's decorated. It's such a vibe for the whole venue. Like when you compete in these events, you are signing up to a house. You are representing. That's the party we keep talking about. Like one of these characters is going to win the party. But not only that, these guys are plastered. There's statues. There's structures. There's so much emphasis on this, which I really love. There's a real sort of house vibe going on here that it's just like finding your friends, finding your community, finding your group, and everybody here is so friendly.
I've been calling Jim an ogre this whole time. He's a troll.
Troll?
Oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed. And look,
I think I called him an orc. That was
No, please, Jim, don't hit me with your hammer.
The unluckiest are born into a group of trolls known as the Branded. Oh, so yeah, big house vibes. Jump on. So where do you do the house test? I need to do it. I haven't done the test, or I haven't got myself a house yet.
Oh, well, just on the Fortress website, if you go into the events tab and you check out the Fortress House Cup, of course, you'll see everything else there. You'll see the Dungeons and Flagons, Palmer Tuesdays, the movie nights. But if you click on the House Cup, you're going to be given an opportunity straight away to complete the house quiz. After that, you'll see the rest of our game days. Of course, we're doing Tetris Effect Connected today. 2 weeks from now, we'll have Dragon Ball Fighters. And then another 2 weeks from then, 4 weeks from now, we'll have CSGO Wingman. And you can compete in one of those two and still become part of the house that you represent on those game days. As soon as you've just competed in one tournament, you're part of that house for life. And you can revel in the prizes that are awarded to your team. But you have to compete.
I'm sure, whatever house wins at the end, I'm sure you'll be allowed to participate and hang out.
That's right, it's free.
That happens at week 6. No one's being excluded here. And maybe if your house doesn't particularly win in the end, it's going to be the majority of us, depending on who. Look at that keyboard. Look at the lights.
Oh, is that Amphonia, the reigning champion?
Ooh, is he waiting? He's watching. He's spectating. He's watching everybody's play strats.
Oh, he's got a big smile on his face right there.
He's got the Fortress t-shirt as well. Yo, dripped out with the gear.
Look, low-key, I'm hoping somebody wipes the smile off that man's face later on this tournament. Like to see a king get taken down.
Well, definitely got the binoculars out, watching everybody else's play, watching these strats. It is a little understated. It's one of those Tetris, especially in score attack, where you think you're sort of just playing on your own side. There could be different things. You do need to look at your opponent's side, especially with the score difference and what things they could possibly do. There's ways to sort of get a vibe of what your opponent's doing. It's maybe less important than the modes where you can send trash to each other and stuff, because that's pretty crazy. That's a whole. That's what's everything about Tetris. The different modes, the different play styles, the things that ideas and strategies you can bring into the different play modes. What a game Tetris is, dude. I could rant about this for hours. I feel like we've got to get on with this second category at some point, because don't get me going. I won't stop.
So, look, we've talked a bit about Fortress. We've talked a bit about the House Cup. What do you want to see more of in this Tetris? What do you think's been missing? What do you think has been the difference between? Because we've seen so many different strategies. What's been the winning strategy for you so far today, or what's been the the most popular way to win or the most effective way to win?
Well, it's interesting because we actually have seen a lot of different strategies come out today already. We've seen the hard right wells, left wells. We've seen the 2 wide wells on the side and just going for combo points. But I've got to put my money right now on our buddy Anthony out there, who's got the T-spins down, the T-spin doubles. Now that we're playing modern, it's if you've got that strategy down, it's something that it seems so overwhelming and seems so confusing, and it seems pretty crazy at the start just to see these people instinctively set up and play all these T-spin doubles. But I was mentioning in that last game, sometimes when people aren't playing that way, once you sort of recognize the T-spins, the potential for them, you will start to notice just in your day-to-day play, be like, hey, there's a perfect spot for a T right here. If I just put this piece here and this T coming up, bam, T-spin double. I didn't set it up. I didn't build or intend this way, but I can sort of visualize it. I can see it there. Once it starts to click, there's a sort of it's one of those things that once it clicks, it clicks. It's like playing an instrument, playing a song, or something that seems so confusing at first, but once it hits, you have that revelatory moment. You're like, oh, suddenly my mind has been opened up.
Oh, here we go. Look, we're coming into Bingers and Thanos. Of course, Bingers are finalists from last House Cup. They just played in Qualifier 1. They were eliminated by Anfonio, and getting another chance to qualify here. Hopefully needs to take out Thanos and some following. But here we are in round 4. And he needs to win this one and the next one in order to qualify. This is the stage that Bingers got to last time before they lost. They need to make it happen. They want that second chance. They want that run back against Anfonio. They want to take down the King. We then see that Bingers did play at a very high level, was be able to create those T-spin wells, and going to go for a T-spin double straight away to open it up. Already a 2,500 point lead coming in to the first 20 seconds of this match.
You see Bingers going for the offset well, 6 on the left, going for the 7th slot on the right. That's going well. And that's the idea if you are intending to build the T-spins. But we see Phanos on the right here. That's the spot. You can see it right there. That's where that little T is going to go in. Once it comes, there it goes, slot it in. But Bingers just moving a little bit faster, a little cleaner. And that build, that's a really... I mean, that is the build. This is sort of perfect, ideally, what you want right now for Bingers. Like,
that's right.
That is what the
Bingers
stream wants to look like.
They've lost that first qualifier, but they are not counted out. They want that final spot. They will destroy anyone in their way to take it as well, with a 16,000 point lead in the first minute.
I'll say, I think this is the best opening build we've seen all night. Bingers is just like, this is just perfect. Like, look at the T-spins.
No mistakes so far.
No mistake. 20, the biggest point lead we've seen. This is an absolute performance coming out from Bingers right now. This is sort of just playing it perfect.
Absolutely, yeah. Perfect play right now coming out from Bingers. And I
think he's taking a moment to think. You can see with the T spit up at this.
That's right, because looking at his bag, knows that he has the opportunity with this point advantage to set it up.
Just wafted that T-spin out of nowhere. Just whimmed it into existence.
That's right. And
pure witchcraft.
Thanos here trying to find a way to make this happen, but you can see their build. It's got a lot of gaps in it. And they need to clear up this mess first before they can continue to get some high scoring lines. Trying to find more of a playing field to play with, as Bingers takes a 23,000 point lead.
It's as we see with Thanos, even though it looks a little awkward, bam, T-spin double. Like, you can just, even though it looks so awkward, you can create these Tetris, these T-spin opportunities just out of nowhere. And the perfect place of that L piece there, that bam, or T-spin single, but it's keeping up. It's good play. It's making the best of a bad situation, but I will say, my friend, right now we're looking at like a 30,000 point difference. Bingers has just come out so strong, and Bingers is not stopping. T-spin double, Tetris, setting up another T-spin double as soon as the T comes in.
That's right, and look, Bingers been playing perfect with absolutely no mistakes, has had the advantage of being able to attend the last Fortress House Cup, the ability to get their nerves under control and play under pressure, and they've had an opportunity to play on stream today. Thanos, their first time on stream, just has this last 10 seconds and this round to compose themselves for the next round.
Yeah, it is at this point where you're sort of thinking about game 2. What am I going to do different then? Because the 38k, almost 40k deficit. I mean, that was such a strong showing from Bingers, though, like right out the gate. It was just perfect building, perfect structure, just T-spin double.
Yeah, didn't see any mistakes, any obvious mistakes from Bingers.
D? What was that D class? What? Give that man an A.
That's right, we're still standing at an initial speed level of 1. Best points up for grabs. We are with starting build. Bingers.
Bingers there, not
Bit
quite
messy,
what was
bit
planned
messy
there,
to start
yeah.
off. Yeah, that's a.
You can tell through the hesitation of just sitting there.
Yeah, that's
on the
right. Just sitting there.
game.
Got a bit of a mess at the moment. Looking for a way to recover. And still taking the lead. Bingers, of course, no slash, playing under pressure.
One of those talents you notice is, okay, I've messed things up a bit. There's a few of these blocks are placed a little awkward. I've got some gaps, but check it out. Bam. Next 4 pieces, T-spin double. The best of a bad situation, and setting up that T-spin needs the line piece, gets that T-piece down, and there's a 4K point lead on. Bingers has come through very strong in the second qualifier, looking very good. Thanos is going to need to come up with some crazy stuff to keep up right now.
Clean play, convincing play, solid play coming out from Bingers, and Thanos not able to keep up so far with the pace of Bingers. Needs to pick up the pace in order to maintain this, get back this lead.
Bingers almost going for the hard middle, well, almost right in the middle there, which is I think like not something you sort of intend or plan to. It's not the best quelling situation, but it's again one of those things you sort of improvise on the fly. Things didn't go exactly how I planned, so I am going to construct this situation, and oh my god, Bingers is just going crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie, this is very impressive. This is insane. Sitting pretty happy on 13k point lead. Thanos, a little awkward to sort of make this point difference with the structure they have going, but chance for T-spins. Chance for Tetris, chance for combos.
There we go. Lots of good points right here, and Bingers showing that they were not a finalist in the last game day for no reason. They are just showing such a dominating force, and Thanos not able to play at the same speed and have the same build as Bingers. Gonna go for another T-spin double.
Bingers is not relenting. Bingers got the 18k lead. Isn't going to sit there and chill on it. He's not going to play pretty and be like, oh, okay, I won, I can chill out. No, just T-spin double, Bingers is not slowing down. Solidifying his lead as we go into 30 seconds left. 22k point difference. T-spin double on Bingers.
And more Tetris, more speed.
It is so impressive to watch someone just going absolutely ham like this. Boom, T-spin double. Thanos getting the T-spins in as well. Like, Thanos is definitely doing some cool stuff as well on the other side. Like, doing their best to sort of do the best point scoring potential thing.
And that will be a very convincing win there from Bingers, looking to take themselves into the qualifying round, into the finals, and get an opportunity to win one of our major cash prizes. Here we are.
Still a solid showing from Thanos.
That's
Definitely
right.
Getting a bunch of T-spins in.
The cheer
getting
squad for Thanos.
Woo! Getting the cool
Having a
stuff.
great
It's
time. Oh,
not
yeah.
quite at the same speed. There's a bit of a speed difference there. I'm just putting it all in, but both players doing an excellent
Great showing. And
there.
of course, yeah, if that means Thanos got to the 4th round, that means they won their previous 3 games. Yeah, they won their previous 3 games.
They are getting there. This is second qualifier, getting down to the 5th round, so we are getting through it.
And yeah, it's had an amazing, what a showing to go, 3-1. 3 wins, 1 loss in a tournament with so many competitors. So, you're at home, you're not quite sure, you're really up for the challenge. There are so many people here of all different skill levels that are just here to have a great social gaming time and have a great, have some great fun. And we can just see the beginnings of what was just an
pretty dominating. Already a 30k lead. You've got that you've got the potential to Tetris, but we're not going to Tetris. We're going to set up a T-spin double because why not? Because just keep it rolling. Yeah, very strong showing.
That's right. It was the thing is just showing that they're playing at a completely different level. Just able to make it all happen.
I love with these sort of tournaments. Like, it's the same with fighting games. Like, even if I think I'll compete in a fighting game tournament. I might not win. Maybe I know there's a few players better than me, but I'll learn a lot of stuff. And the players that you revere or look up to, you see doing stuff, they're just here, chilling out, having a drink. You go up and talk to them and be like, hey, So how do you do these amazing T-spin? How do you do these things that you do? Like, how do you do it? And you get to talk to these people and sort of figure it out and learn the game a bit better, however you want to. So,
right, where there's so many people here for all sorts of different reasons. Maybe you've just come here maybe you just walked into the bar by accident. You're like, oh, I've played Tetris before, or maybe you came here to have a great time with a bunch of friends and have a meal, and you've just come upstairs and seen this match to enter, and you just go, whoa, let's give this a shot, and you just get the experience of being in a tournament, being cheered on by your mates behind you, and get some unforgettable wins.
Oh god, yeah. The stories of fighting games I could tell you, the cheer squads. I love a good cheer squad. I love it when someone's playing and they've got all their friends, buddies behind them.
Wow, for a Mango.
I believe this qualifying match.
It's a qualifying match with for a Mango in it. And Elso. Elso was also someone that we saw as a finalist last game day at Tetris in week 1. And Furamango, one of the most prolific players of today.
Definitely, yeah. It's a really good playstyle, really well all-rounded, been keeping up there with everybody, but sort of looking for their chance to break it through to our finals.
That's right. Also, a top 4 finalist last time against Furamango. Of course, Furamango, one of the crowd favorites here, able to keep their composure under pressure, able to maintain a lead under pressure, goes for a more chaotic playstyle, able to play under significant pressure, and going to keep up that plays very fast, plays very quick.
I was about to say, yeah, Furamango's playing very fast right now.
Yeah, plays very fast, happy to go with the small clears, goes for speed over build a lot of the time, and that's definitely been her playstyle. And also on the other side, of course, one of the finalists for last game day. Haven't seen them all day, but they are showing that they're going for the big builds. They're not going for the quick clears. They want the big builds.
Also, he's got the T-spin double setup. Is actually going to take the point lead. I was going to say, while Furamango is playing very quickly, does lead to more mistakes, leads to more chance of making an error, and sometimes maybe the cool, calm, collected, level-headed player.
Oh, yes, also able to fix their build and maintain the lead right now.
And look at that well. That's a really good T-spin wells getting set up there. It's a little awkward with that one spot off to the left, but also
wow,
point lead and setting up the T-spin. Forget the point. Bam, another T-spin double 6.
Oh no, misplacement right there.
Oh no.
Big recovery required right here. Definitely going to need to play careful. And there's an opportunity for a Mango to catch back up. Bit messy. Still needs an opportunity, playing with not much space. Needs to make this happen, and also just needs to maintain the lead. 1 minute 26 left to go. T-spin signal going to be able to get it, and here playing under pressure. There's not much space to work with right here, and the pressure is on right now to make it happen. Needs that line piece. It's not maybe not going to work. Oh, Tetris really quickly here with 1 minute 15 left to go, and not working with much space. Can also keep it composed under pressure right here. Ooh, still able. Oh, another misplacement. Still going to be able to keep it in. Not a good space for them, but gets the line piece just in time with 1 minute left to go. Needs to keep composed. Looking at their back. Gets a whole piece. Not quite there. Ooh, still no. That's not a good placement. We're looking at the top out risk here with only 3,000 bits in the lead. Needs to be able to stay composed right here. Line piece in the right spot, and it's topped out. We have 48 seconds for Furamango to catch up. She has all this time right now to make the perfect build, but only 42 seconds to do so. Needs to make it happen. Needs to stay composed. Has the perfect opportunity for a win here. 36 seconds to make this comeback. Only needs 2,000 points right now. Still making under pressure. Still close to the top themselves. Needs to only 600 points the difference. Looks like they're going to make
500.
It. Just 300. Needs a point. And this is going to be it if they can just get. They've secured it. Furamango with the comeback right there.
That's it. Playing too fast, playing too hot, playing too heavy. Also, solid point lead the whole time. Couple of mistakes, that happens just like that. Even though you think you're looking at the other side, it's like, what is this person doing on the other side? T-spin double Tetris. They're like 10k ahead of me. Oh, wait, they just topped themselves out. All right, this is my chance. All right, let's go. This is the comeback factor with Tetris, and this is like playing too fast because playing fast, you get rewarded for playing fast. Because we see both players just absolutely shooting it out the gate like a greyhound. Like, playing fast rewards you because you want to get points as quickly as possible. If two players are on an equal playing field doing the same thing, the player that plays faster will win. But that is a chance to make human error. We're all human beings. The faster you go, the harder you push yourself, the more likely you are to make a mistake. And when you're 8k points up, Elso just making...
Oh, T-spin triple right there from Elso so early on in the game. Another T-spin triple, getting a 7,000 point lead within 30 seconds of starting this second round will not go quietly right there.
6k lead. We've seen this lead before though from Elso. Maybe they'll take it a little bit slower now, or pull out a bit, or just try to solidify this lead. But Fura plays so fast that it's like, oh, I've got an 8k point lead. Maybe I should slow down a little bit and just try to. No, Fura will take that opportunity. If you slow down for a second. Mega's gonna jump in.
T-spin triple again!
Oh, that was so sick.
Damn, Elso, bring in all the stops. Absolutely winner. Oh! No! Recovery. Good recovery right there from Elso. Another Tetris clearing the board.
Fura's trying to set up T-spin. Too many chances for T-spin happening on Fura's side.
So, I mean, yeah, you can see that we saw Elso building for so many T-spin triples, and it's worked out. A huge point advantage to start off. Another T-spin double. Wow, how to get into that gap. That was absolutely insane. An 11,000 point lead. 1 minute 35 into this second round.
Sometimes you wouldn't even think the T would spin in. It's like, you're going to get a T all the way to the right and curve it and tuck it in and spend it all the way. But no, that T is a nimble little fella. It's going to get in there. You can, very...
Especially in the hands of a player like Elso. Able to T-spin triple 3 times so far in this match, cementing an 11,000 point lead. At such a fast pace right here.
1 minute on the board.
Fura's speed not able to make up this deficit.
Also solidifying with a bunch of T-spins, single, double. Oh, dude, that was like a double, a single, and a double back-to-back on them. Also just pushing the lead further and further, playing. Now it's such a fast rate, solid pace, but also just nailing
That's right, yeah. Also playing so much more solid, much less mistakes this round, and just keep maintaining a huge lead. If you'd seen this round first, you would not have thought they topped out last round.
Oh, it's crazy. That's what as I keep saying, like the mistakes pop out because they're playing so fast. And just one mistake at this speed, it can be very costly. And that's why this is still just always anyone's game.
Right, yep. And look, 15 seconds left with a 17,000 point lead. We can see that, you know, Elso plays fast. Elso plays fast and goes for T-spins. Goes for T-spins triple setup and has the mistake cost him the first round. Fura was able to capitalize with their speed. And
Elso
here we go.
had that T-spin double just coming down just to rub it in. 1-1, 1-1.
1-1 right here.
What a set.
Elso needs to stay composed.
I know. I doubt either player's feeling too comfy right now. I think they're very much thinking about just composing themselves. It's such a weird mix-up because you want to calm yourself, you want to compose yourself, you want to play smart, but you also want to play as hard and fast as you possibly can.
As we come into this final round, if you want to see Elso win, make some noise. And if you want to see the fan favorite, Fura, the most prolific player, take this final round and move on into the qualifiers, make some noise. Fura.
All right, audience, hey, they can hear you. You give your energy, give the spirit bomb, let your players know. They will hear, they will feel that.
Got some energy right here, and Elso, that's powered them up. They're definitely not going to let that happen. Answering back with some T-spin doubles.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit that guy when I'm competing and you do that thing and like everybody cheers for the opponent. That sort of makes me feel a bit stronger. So I was like, oh, you all want them to win? Okay, check out what I can do. I get a little bit stubborn. Like, all right, and Elso.
Oh no! Fura playing too fast at the moment. And such a risk of topping out right now. Needs a big recovery here. Good combos.
Also AK up, but also just with a really optimal build. Like Elso's got the build to make things happen. Fura's gonna have to really work to roll 11k out of this hole. T-spin single.
Strong play right here, but wow, a huge advantage right now. And we're looking for more. We can see Fura having to adapt, going for more T-spins, going for good combos here. Needs to make a huge
to set up the T-spin. That's a snake eating its own tail right there.
Good combos right here from Fura. But wow, it's such a huge point disadvantage to make up. Really, the pace will have to increase significantly. We're going to need to see T-spin doubles back to back. And look at Elso's pace, just keeping up the pressure, not holding back for 1 second.
We've seen this happen before, but it's a little bit reliant on maybe Elso making a mistake at this point. If Elso just keeps up, we're starting to see a little awkward now.
Elso has an opportunity to slow down with the 14,000 point lead. right now, and Furumengo is the onus is on her to make it happen in this last 40 seconds. Big combos right here on the side of Elso.
30 seconds, 16k is it's a tall mountain to climb.
Oh, and wow, 20 seconds to go. Elso with a 17,000 point lead.
And Elso is just not giving up. Quite immaculate building, to be honest. It's a little bit on Elso making a mistake, but they've just held it together. They're just putting down T-spin after Tetris. A little bit of a mistake there, but I think they're good. 5 seconds, 17k. I think Elso is going to take this 2-1.
He's going to take it.
Qualifier.
And Elso will take it, move on to the qualifying round into the finals. Congratulations to Elso, but also a big round of applause and thank you to Furumengo, who has shown an amazing tournament showing.
Definitely an excellent showing. A great play from every player tonight, but that was so close. I mean, the 2-1 says it. That wasn't necessarily going either player's way, but I do say Elso in that third game, such a strong showing. Like, that build right from the start was just hitting. Sometimes you can tell when a player's on point. Like, I intend to do this, and I did it as fast as possible. Check out the structure, T-spin, Tetris. There are a little mistake here and there, but a mistake then when they're like 18,000 points up. Okay, we got a little bit of time to adjust, so the chances were there for the comeback, but sometimes when Elso playing that solid, I wouldn't want to be up against that right now.
Damn, yes, Elso, what a killer, and was one of the top 4 finalists for the last House Cup, potentially getting eliminated by Antonio, so looking to take down the king.
Oh,
in the more in the modern, we've seen how it went down in Classic.
That's fun. Like, after we do a couple of these things, sort of the grudges start to pop up. You beat me last time, so this is my comeback potential. Like, let's get this going. A little bit of maybe some rivalry. Yeah, shout out to the crowd, shout out to the audience. See you guys.
Oh, we see you, and here we are at the Alienware Arena with a big spotlight on the crowd. The Tetris signs coming up. T-spin Queen. Live, laugh, Tetris. Feel the fury.
Oh, the mango. We got the fury mango.
I don't understand. Do you have like a color printer in your lap? What's going on? How do you? Where are these signs coming from?
The Furumengo squad has rocked up, and an excellent showing from Furumengo. Great games.
We started off with one colored sign, and now there's 3. So I don't understand. Are you like running to Office Works between games? I don't.
We're definitely going full WWE on this stuff. I love the support from the crowd, and I can guarantee you, the competitors, the people out there, love it as well. They can see it, they can feel it, they can hear it. When you're up there in that pressure situation, and you feel the love, the warmth, the shouts, the support from your friends, gives you that boost. It's the Goku spirit bomb that we call. But for now, on the Telstra Tetris
replay right here. And this is the first round here where you see that fatal error from the beginning of the end there for Elso in this first round when they when they neglected to spin their L block and just couldn't make it out of this situation.
There were like 3 T-spin doubles already from Elso just in this replay, but
and they could see them slowing down, really looking at their bag and looking for a way out, and this is where things got really hairy. No opportunity, tops out here, and gives the opportunity for Furumengo to make this comeback in that first round, and then of course, taking that second round very convincingly with an 18,000 point lead. Furumengo a bit deflated, but big round of applause. What a sportswoman.
Elso was just so onto it on that third round, to be honest. Like, that was some of the most, I think, like, just the consistent building off, like, I intend to put this place here, and I place it here. Also very fast. Also very quickly. When you're looking out on the other side, it's like, God, like, unless they make a mistake, my chances are just, like, doing the same thing, but sort of better and faster, and it's already sort of getting a little bit out of control. That I'm a little bit reliant on Elso making a mistake, but Elso was just on point. That's right. That was very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not gonna lie.
Sad to see them go.
Second qualifier.
That was our second qualifier. And we're going to watch the last qualifying match. Of course, we've seen Elso qualify for the final spot there. And now we're going to head into our final qualifying match before we take a break and go and before the finals.
The finals.
But yes, we've got that coming up. I'm super excited to see who is coming up. I know that we did see Bingers a bit earlier. They were looking to we did see them up against someone else. They could be here looking to take their qualifying spot. They did get eliminated by Anfonio a bit earlier on. They were really here. They were pushing really hard for the modern Tetris. They're one of the massive advocates for it. And so, yeah, if it's Bingers coming up, definitely
Bingers playing very well. So,
Bingers coming up, looking to really
Some of
get
these
into that
players
final and bring it back to Anfonio. It was a very competitive game between them last time. Wants that chance in the finals to dethrone. We got Elso coming back. Elso, second place, I think, last time in our House Cup, was eliminated by Anfonio, by the Mushroom Strat in that classic format, and now has an opportunity, Elso, and of course Bingers, one of our players coming back right now, looking to qualify right now. And look at the crowd. Wow, we're popping off for Tetris right here. Everyone is pumped to see some blocks get placed, to see some T's get spin, and embarrass our friends on the table. Do your best to embarrass all your friends on the table. If your friends next to you aren't cringing, then you're not being embarrassing enough.
I love the crowd. Big shout outs to the crowd. I love your support. It's hyping us up as casters, but I bet it's hyping up the players as well. So big shout outs to our audience and everybody out there. Of course, that is just a fraction of what is going on here at Fortress Melbourne this evening.
That's right.
Just a fraction of what's happening here in the Alienware Arena. It is bigger than the camera, sort of, let's say.
That's right. We were just looking at the corner of the Alienware Arena, not even the computers or the main stage, and then on top of that, seeing the sports bar in the background. So just a fraction of...
this floor.
Of this floor, yeah, that's right, yeah.
So there's a lot happening here tonight. For now, we're going to head on to I believe, our last qualifying match until we head into finals.
Right.
So
Yeah.
our final structure, I'm a little new to this. Is it 4 players in the finals, or how many have we got in finals?
Previously, when we've had the finals, we've had 4 players progress into the finals, and we watched both semi-finals and then the grand finals. And that's how it worked in last Tetris Effect Connected, and how it worked in the last Dragon Ball Fighters tournament as well. We got to see all 3 matches of those finals, and a best of 5.
Looking forward to it, I guess. Yeah, we are sort of getting down to it. We're getting down to the wire. We're getting down to some of our most winningest players this evening. Those ones qualifying. So one more qualifier match, and it's getting into the money. It's getting into the prize pool area.
Right.
We're looking at that $1,500 that we've got just for today's tournament to be spread
Just for
around
today's tournament, and of
between
course,
our top 4 places.
that's right. And of course, those spot prizes that are there, they're available for our other players, not necessarily the ones that get into the finals, but anyone.
There's a little bit of something for everybody here. Of course, we got the various prizes for our MVP, and also the Fortress Jester, who we sort of think is like the funniest, entertaining, maybe a silly or some sort of entertaining players. Got something out there for them. So a lot of prizes to start spreading out as we get to the tail end of the tournament. But still got a qualifier to go, and I believe it will be coming up next.
Here we go.
And
Here we are.
Cam.
That's right, we got the qualifying match. We did mention Bingers before. We haven't seen DCAM. They could be an even more ruthless player than Bingers coming up right here. And of course, if DCAM is here, that means that they have been undefeated for the 4 rounds leading up to this qualifying match. They've had potentially 2 qualifiers worth of experience and ability to catch up and read the meta game, the tournament, the 3-minute meta game of this, to adjust their playstyle, to make the last-minute adjustments, to see how it's going to go, and of course coming up with a Fortress House Cup veteran like Bingers, been in every Tetris Effect Connected tournament, been in every qualifier, looking to get back into those top 4 slots, wants that opportunity, get that run back against our reigning champion Anfonio and our second place finisher Elso.
Should be a good match. As you mentioned, we've seen Bingers a few times out tonight, and they've been looking very strong. They've got the potential to do some pretty wild stuff. We'll see what DCAM can pull out with the hard right well coming out. Bingers already putting it down, a 1,000-point lead on the board. DCAM responding, evening it up, but Bingers already setting up that T-spin double well right there. Going to push it in and get that 2,000-point advantage. Already set up, bam. Another T-spin double, and that point difference. Oh, another one, and ooh, how quickly.
Look at these combos.
Difference, just gets away from you, especially with DCAM. Solid right well, but not going to see too many Tetris with the gaps on the left. Bingers definitely looking strong. I feel like we've seen a few players tonight come out looking very strong, but there was just like a little bit of a mistake here or two, maybe playing too fast for their own good and messing things up. And we've seen these players return, come back to the fold like Bingers right now. Be like, okay, let's just take it back to square one, calm down, slow down a little bit, and just do what we do. And that's here to drop these T-spin doubles and put down almost a 9,000 point lead on DCAM.
That's right. And as you begin to watch, we've been here the whole tournament. A lot of the other, spectators, they have to, as you watch more and more, you start being able to make these predictions about where you think the blocks are going to get placed. But when you start getting up to players of Binger's level here, and they're crafting at such speed these T-spin wells,
I'd liken it to, because we come from Dragon Ball fighters, I'd liken it to Dragon Ball. You know Dragon Ball Z, the whole vibe is like Krillin. You can't even watch the match, like it's happening so quickly. So I needed to be slowed down. It's the whole vibe is like, they're moving so fast, it's actually being slowed down to a speed that we can interpret it with our human eyes. Some of these matches are happening a bit like that. It's like, yeah, they're just moving and calculating and doing things, and as soon as a mistake or something erroneous happens or something not quite expected, the adjusting on the fly, looking at the pieces coming up next and thinking, okay, this is not my favorite situation, but what can I do from here? It's just like nanoseconds, microseconds, just immediately snapping onto it, adjusting. And so we see someone like Bingers coming out right now and putting down a solid 16k point lead and not shying off with another T-spin double, pushing it further and further. DCAM doing a great job, keeping a very clean, very tidy playing field on the side, going for the classic sort of right well Tetris setup. It's a good play, it's a solid strat. We've seen a lot of people doing it, but someone like Bingers just putting down T-spin double after T-spin double, I don't think it's going to keep up on the point tally. 15 seconds left on the board.
15 seconds left, but wow, the lead from Bingers, someone who's hungry to get back again into this,
Not slowing down.
Not at all.
None of this, oh, I've already won, I'll just top out, like, keeping in the rhythm, keeping in, oh, okay, okay. You make me eat my words, they heard me say that, it's like, alright. Prove me wrong.
And then we see DCAM after their first round against Bingers there. Made it this far, 4 consecutive wins.
A little scary, I'm not gonna lie. Bingers, very strong, that was pretty solid. That was
solid, I mean, that
was pretty menacing.
That was menacing, a huge 20,000 point plus lead right there.
It was just really solid. Just, like, you can tell Bingers came up with a plan, I intend to do this, they do, and bam, T-spin double, already putting up 1.2k lead on the board, and oof. Bingers wants to qualify, wants a piece of that pie, wants a piece of the cash, $1,500 crash prize pool we've got here on offer here at Fortress Melbourne. And Bingers knows it. Not going to be that easy once we get into our finals coming up soon, but...
That's right, yeah, as we get up to this finals, got such a strong showing from so many players. Bingers, Elso, Amphonia, 3 of our finalists from last time. Just absolutely unreal level of play coming out of all of them, and Bingers continuing to maintain this pressure right now, keeping sharp, not making mistakes, potentially taking this time to push their speed, push themselves so that they are able to play at a pace that they will be required to if they make it to the finals.
You're just controlling the 7 so well. Setting up those T-spin doubles, taking it nice and easy. Once you get that point lead, you sort of slow yourself down a little bit, just take it nice and easy and set up those T-spin doubles. Bam, there it goes, another T-spin double, 10k point lead. It is a little bit on the side of Bingers having to make some sort of mistake here, but I don't see it happen.
That's right, just such solid play. Already a 13,000 point lead at 1 minute 30 into the game. And showing their prowess. It's just such solid play.
DCAM with a good structure on the right. Pretty clean, pretty neat structure, getting those Tetris down. It's great play, it's solid play. Like, DCAM's doing a great job, but just with Bingers just doing this optimal T-spins. Not really just keeping up in the score difference. The score is just pushing out and out.
Going for that hard right well on DCAM's side, and has been playing solid. Not many mistakes, really solid play there as well, but Bingers creating the well, playing with a riskier well, playing with that middle gap, playing with T-spins is just...
The difference on the modern point scoring system and the different ways you get rewarded with points doing things like T-spins, combos, different things. Definitely seeing players coming out and utilizing to their best.
Right. And we can see
Bingers, look at that build on the left. You can see with those T's. Look at that, just shuffle. Well, that's just the one T-spin because of the awkward spots on the right there. Yeah, it's pretty tidy. It's looking pretty good for Bingers, and with 14 seconds on the board. I think we're about to see one of our qualifying finalists for this evening.
That's right, with 5 seconds left on the clock, a 21,000 point lead. And of course, we didn't get to see, congratulations to Bingers, able to take a spot into that top 4 that we will see for the finals. And of course, we didn't get to see much of DCAM, but they obviously...
They made it this far.
They made it this far! Unreal. Yeah. Like, you know,
it was very solid. It was very clean play. Like, not many mistakes. They were doing a really solid job.
Yeah, that's right.
Passing the right well, but it was just maybe a strategy that didn't quite keep up with what Bingers was putting down, just with the score difference. Just that the score just constantly sort of leaning itself out.
That's right. Yeah, look, Bingers was playing at a completely different level, but it just goes to show there's the different skill levels that we've had in the tournament, the opportunity that there has been for everyone to have a great tournament experience and have a competitive tournament experience and yeah, have fun.
Yeah,
and get in the atmosphere of competition. Like you know, you and I, we've been competing for a long time, and the sensations, the feelings that go through your body when you're competing, and the emotions that you feel when you're competing are unlike anything else. It really
it gets a little crazy when you up on the big screen and you've got these two guys here projecting their voices, talking about your play the whole time. Like,
you know, we talk about. You know, everyone's been in group games in primary school, and they know how how everything mattered back then. And really, if you want to recreate that sort of feeling of like, oh my goodness, like just attention on the edge, just feeling like like wow, just in that moment of competition and just really wanting it, and that hunger and that exhilaration, this Fortress House Cup event is what it's all about. And
the cool, calm wave, I believe that is Bingers just taking the win. Moving on to our finals. Cool, calm, and collected, my friend. Yeah, it is a different vibe as well. Like, it is. We do have the projector. We do have the big Alienware Arena stage. I feel like most of us been there in like Fortnite or something. In that top 10 of Fortnite, palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy, and it's a little bit of a different vibe when you're in an arena with all these people watching.
That's right.
Commentators, projectors, and screens and stuff. So. Big shout out to every player that's rocked up tonight, put themselves out there, put themselves up and played their best, because we're just here for fun at the end of the day. We're here to experience and to learn things, have a good time.
That's right, absolutely. And it's been so good to have everyone here, everyone competing, everyone that's been in our last 2 qualifiers. Big shout outs to you for being so brave, having the courage to be here and put yourself into a tournament. You know,
definitely. Applause to everybody who's
everyone who's entered,
for our qualifiers.
And a big shout out to the spectators that have been here so far and supported those people qualified. If you competed, stick around for the finals. You know, it's going to be extremely exciting. We've got some great narratives coming in here. The reigning champion, the second place, looking to get that run back. We've got Bingers here as well, looking to get that revenge on Amphonia and a mystery elusive 4th member. And we're going to be seeing that finals after this break. Stick around. Hello and welcome back to the Fortress House Cup 2022 Season 1 Game Day 4, presented by Telstra and supported by Alienware. My name is Big Jetty and I'm joined here by Proc. For your finals, Proc, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great because of the variety of talent we're seeing through our 2 qualifiers. So there's 2 separate qualifiers, of course, free entry for everybody that rocks up to jump in either 1 or 2 qualifiers. You qualify for the first, you qualify for the second, you come up to the finals that we are about to show right now. I believe we have four players about to rock up, but through the It's just the level of talent come out through today for the tournament. Also the variety of play, the variety of thinking, the way players play a little bit differently. I'm really excited to see how these finals go because we've got some talent on display here.
Yeah, it's been super exciting. You know, we're seeing 3 of the players actually that were finalists last time on game day 1.
You have the law. I'm not too up on the law.
And you know, that's when Antonio took out Elso in the grand finals, and of course Bingers was there in the grand finals as well. If we look at the brackets, actually, I had a quick look. We actually have Antonio and Elso playing each other in the semis. So one of them is not even going to make it to the finals this time.
Okay, so there's some grad matches, there's some rivalry. Since we've done this before,
that's right. So
there's some stories starting to play out.
That's right. So if you are Antonio or Elso, you have the opportunity to not only take home a nice cash prize yourself, but deny the other person opportunity to get that $700 cash prize. You are reducing them to only well, I mean, it's fantastic. $200 is a great prize. They're all guaranteed at least $200. But Antonio and Elso will be one of them will be eliminated straight away. And of course, coming up against JK, we've seen JK throughout the tournaments, throughout the qualifiers,
all right,
and Bingers coming in.
Bingers sort of, I feel like Bingers just been feeling and looking better and better as they've gone through. Like they've been playing and more solid, like getting that the practice, the experience. Like as he played a few games, working through it. Bingers, I mean, all our players are looking good. We saw Elso. All of these players have come out very strong, but. Dude, Elso and Bingers looking really good at the moment.
That's
Maybe
right.
I might be on them, but talk about money, dude. This grand finals can be a $300 game of Tetris.
That's right. And Antonio, of course, he's a bit of a crowd pleaser. He loves to get excited with, but he is the reigning champion. We have seen Elso as well. Elso was the second place competitor throughout this. There you can see Antonio pitch it on your screen right there. Has won the previous tournament, coming up against Elso in this first round. Elso, much more quiet, reserved kind of player. We have seen they're the only player who has been constructing for T-spin triples and getting them back to back.
Dude, Elso's been looking pretty good, but we are in our finals. We're into our top 4, so I mean every player's been looking pretty good. They're going to be on a hot streak. They're going to be working it to get to this point, but. I think it's something to just like the way the players progress as they go through games, sort of tidying up their things. We've seen some players like make a few awkward mistakes, even though they've been really strong players. They've got everything. They got the T-spin set up. They're welling properly. They're setting it all up. It's the odd mistake here and there, and so they managed to correct themselves, adjust themselves, get the points out, win. But recently, in the last couple of games, we saw with Bingers and Elso as well, they've been on it. Especially Bingers in that last game. Like Bingers. Like, put that man in because they're on their perfect form. Like, you get the vibe with, like, you're in the zone.
That's right.
You're in the effect.
Look, we're in for a treat right here because Antonio denied Elso that first place at last tournament and now is looking to take it back and to prevent Anthony from even getting a chance at the grand finals at all.
30 seconds into this match, and I believe we've probably already seen, like, 4 or 5 T-spin doubles. Got the Tetris, T-spin double, Anthony coming up pretty strong, 2k point lead, but
that's right.
It's going to be interesting. This is going to switch so
these two players know and respect one another to such a high degree. They know they were neck and neck in the last tournament. They know how to. Oh, a T-spin triple right there from Anthony. Saying you can T-spin triple, I can T-spin triple. I'm going to take this lead to 5,000. And I'm going to show you, I'm not just a one-trick pony with my mushroom strategies in that classic format. I'm also here with the modern strategies, with the T-spin triple right off the bat in the first minute.
Dude, I honestly looked at Anthony's build. I was like, oh, Anthony made a bunch of mistakes. Look at this horribly awkward build. Maybe this is Elso's chance. Like, wait, what? Hold up. Dude, that T-spin triple? It's like, oh, no. You can make that T-spin. You can get that down there, curve it around, get in there, slap that T-spin triple. And we see a 7k point lead coming out of Anthony just like that. Wow. Some of this, it's so impressive to watch. It's literally that mind-blowing emoji. Like,
oh my goodness. What? And look at Antonio build such a tall tower up the left-hand side.
That's the confidence. That's confidence.
That is such confidence right there. Absolutely confident that they're going to be able to clear it. No, awkward spacing there. Very awkward. Not able, going to have to fix it. Very easily fixed, but taking some time, looking at their bag, trying to see how they're going to make this work. Very happy to take some time with that 4,000 point.
Elso's
advantage.
chance. This is Elso's chance to sort of get back in the game. The
Yeah,
build's a little awkward, but we've seen people scramble out all sorts of T-spin double, T-spin triple, and Tetris. Look at that. Oh no! Oh, really unfortunate mistake from Elso. Such a perfect build to put down a couple of T-spin doubles, but unfortunately placed. It was the T piece as well. That was surely meant to go down into that perfectly. Look at that perfectly built structure. For all those T's to go, and that T just awkwardly
balancing
plays
that
wrong.
T-spin, that balance. T-spin into line clear. And wow, back-to-back. 12,000 point lead right here. Look, Elso was playing before, and they were making their competitors look
Oh my god, did you see that
silly.
T-spin double Elso just pulled out of that after making those mistakes? That was so impressive to still create that, but
Yeah, and of
it's
course-
so unfortunate that after those mistakes, it might be really hard to keep up with Anthony.
right, and
With
you
just
can-
such a perfect structure.
Yeah, that's right. And even though this is such a strong first round from Antonio, this is a best of 5. And they will have to show their resilience over many matches, because even though we see a 14,000 point advantage right now from Antonio, it's still hovering around that 14,000 point advantage. That means that Elso is capable of keeping pace as we move on.
Definitely capable. It was honestly just one awkward mistake, dude. It was all there. Like the build was there for like 2 T-spin doubles, just perfect setup. T came down. That was the piece that was just placed a little awkward, and then it was just all out the window. Just one mistake like that, but the potential's definitely there. Like Elso has it. Just say, bam, T-spin double, both symmetrical T-spin double either side, like a 3-point difference as they both put it down.
These are some players
we're
that
playing now. This is crazy.
this is some players who absolutely have memorized their openings, saw the opening, and went for exactly the same opening based off their bag.
Look at that cheeky little well on the side of Anthony on the left. Look at that structure.
Ooh, damn, that's gonna have to work it in right there. Looking for a T-spin double, and still blocked off. Look at still very strong showing. Look at that, but Elso in the lead right here with a better structure right now. Less lines cleared. Oh! Oh! Back-to-back T-spin doubles and a 4,000 point lead right now. Such a strong showing right there.
Anthony's build was so good as well. Let's focus on Anthony's side. Just like check out all these T-spin doubles they're going to do. Elso's got the 4-5k point lead. Oh.
That's right. It's close though, and we have seen
I know,
Antonio.
during that stage, I was going to say 5k point lead, immediately turns into a 2k point lead. It is just going back and forth right now.
That's right, and Antonio showed his dominance in that last round, and so we cannot count Elso out. We know that Antonio can make up at least 6,000 points in a minute and a half. So this is not a solid enough advantage for Elso, who has just made an error in their build. Ooh, not.
Anthony just sort of got exactly what they needed, using the T to set up.
This
the
is
T.
uncomfortable right now for Elso. Not playing with a very comfortable build right here. Needs to find an opportunity to fix their build right now. Trying to look for some combos. No, not quite. They're just going to have to make their way out of that mess, and giving a perfect opportunity for Anthony to claim the lead right here in this second round.
2 players of this skill level, 1 2k point lead. Not much of a lead. You're not feeling too happy with it. You're not feeling too comfy. It's like, yes, I am ahead, but ooh, that can swing so quickly with Elso out here. T-spin double, dropping them.
Oh, T-spin triple from Antonio right there, and will continue to cement their lead. Elso looking for any opportunity to get it. Has a much more material to work with, and will take the lead with that material advantage. Both players compared such a comparable amount of lines. A nice Tetris there, maintaining that lead with 45 seconds left on the clock in this second round. We can see both players beginning to pick up the pace as they scramble with a less than 1,000 point difference. 1 Tetris apart right now, 1 T-spin apart right now. And we can see that they're looking to clear as 30 seconds remain on the clock. They don't want to go for that big build. Oh no! Elso with a huge horizontal error right there on the line spin. Needs to make this up. Still recoverable, but it's still, we're coming down to the last 20 seconds here in this final round. Can we spin it?
T-spin double. Elso's still in the lead, my friend.
Oh, Elso's still in the lead. A combo. Look at that, 3 combos in a row. 10 seconds left on the clock right here, and Anthony has no material to work with. Really needs to pick this up. Both players looking to scramble for these points right here. A nice T-spin double from Elso. He might be able to take it right here. Only 400 points in the lead.
486 point difference. Elso is going to tie it up 1-1. We are in the final, so this is a best of 5, first of 3. But wow, what a back and forth. And we see both players sitting next to each other, vibing with each other. Yeah, that's the camaraderie we see. And that's our audience. Shout out to the crew here for our Tetris Effect Connected Finals here at Fortress Melbourne.
Starting here, looking for these openings right here. How are we going? T-spin doubles from Elso. Still, both players looking to find their groove. A T-spin triple opening there from Elso. Will take a 4,000 point lead in the first 20 seconds of the match.
Whoa, that triple put such a big lead on the board for Elso. When both of these players are so evenly matched like this, getting, like, dude, we haven't seen a point difference like this in this matchup yet, have we? Like 5k? That's a big deal because Elso can keep up with the rip and can keep up with the base of Anthony. And when you put that 5k lead on the board, that's the T-spin double set up on the side of Elso. There it is, keeping that lead solid. But Anthony responding to the pressure, tightening up that gap a little bit more. Setting up
oh my
really
goodness,
good
it's an awkward build for Elso right now. He's not sure what to do. Can't quite find the right places, looking at their bag, trying to make sure that they make the right decisions here. Finds a recovery, finds a way out, but still it's tight, and Elso's building is not 100% solid, playing with not much room, but what a recovery right there. Going to be able to stay in here for this round.
Elso with the point lead, but yeah, the awkward building. Anthony has a better building, but this is what we talk about. Like Elso, awkward building, but there's still so many just layers of
100 points the difference.
Magic number, minus 69 points on that one. We're talking double digits score point, and it just swings so quickly as they put it down. Elso recovering hard with this really good structure.
Oh, not a good block, not good blocks in a row right here for his build. Gonna have to scramble right here, but still maintaining the lead, having to create such a massive middle well. Nice T-spin double recovery right here. Wow, still maintaining the lead under pressure. Nice more.
So close.
So close.
Just like that, immediately, like 3.7k difference. It just happened so quickly, but we're still a minute on the board. Anything can happen.
What? Look at this recovery right here. Absolutely unreal play right now from Elso. And maintaining this, but look, 4,000 points, the difference isn't much, especially as Antonio has the material lead on their side.
Anthony's got a really good build.
Oh my goodness, strong builds right here from the side of Antonio, much stronger than Elso. This 1,300 point difference isn't enough for Elso to feel secure. Both players need to keep up the pace in order to secure this round. Of course, as we said, Antonio did take first place from Elso. This is the grudge match. This could have been our grand finals, but it's not. These players are forced to eliminate each other.
It feels like a grand finals, my man. It's 20 seconds on the clock. We're only 200 points.
200 points the difference right here. Wow! Elso didn't go for it. He wants to take it. Taking more time. Oh! Gonna go for a Tetris right there. 450 points behind in 10 seconds left to go. Both players scrambling, looking for an opportunity to take it. Another T-spin double from Elso will take the lead. Can Antonio set up a T-spin double in time? No! Elso takes another one right there, and he will place. Scrambling, and will take that second round.
Elso going up 2-1, and that was anyone's game at any point. I'm sure you can see, if you're watching that score points going red, green, it's like watching flashing lights bugging out. They're just switching back and forth. Red, green, like, yeah, shout out to the audience. Give your support for our qualifiers, for our finalists right now. This is crazy.
This is your semi-finals. Antonio, the reigning champion, looking to get eliminated, is on. They have only one round now to give. They have no rounds to give. Also, of course, looking to get revenge, looking to take Antonio out now, hopefully looking to take in this grand finals and needs to take Antonio out right now. The crowd pleaser, the reigning champion.
Build. Oh, look at Elso's build, just went crazy, welling up on the left side there while Anthony's got all these T-spins set up. Anthony's build right now.
Antonio's build is a bit awkward right now.
A bit awkward. I was about to say they were 3,000 points up, but by the time I say they're 4,000 points up, that just gets cleaned up so quickly by Elso.
Good recovery, Elso. Look at this neck and neck right now, and Elso has more lines, but Antonio is willing to accept more risk with that double well.
To Elso's building, just going up in the sky.
Oh, this is risky right now. Elso cannot make any mistakes high up in the building, and they still have a strong build. Are they going to go? Yes, they're going to go for more combos right here. Looking at that 7 combo, 9 combo, 10 combo, 11 combo, and there we are, 12 combo. Oh, and still looking 13 combo, 14 combo, 15 combo, still going, and then still not able to close the gap. Antonio,
15 combo.
Such momentum right there, but it wasn't enough, and Antonio is able to make it up in T-spins right now.
Elso's build, I feel like Elso's really going for a completely different strat on this. Like Elso's build, is it 4 well on the right, which is filling in 6 on the left. Going for like combos?
It's not working out right now. Antonio is making a deliberate T-spin build, and now Elso looking for these quick clears down the bottom, and look at that point advantage growing on the side of Antonio. Antonio showing the superior strategy in this round. Elso, despite...
Elso definitely tried a different strategy on this one. let's say like 6-4 or something. Like it's a 10 wide split. It's 10 blocks from left to right. Is where you make your well. So if you're doing a hard right well, it's a 9-0 or something. You got 9 blocks to the left. We're going for like 4 fully empty, like a 4 wide well on the right. I can't say I've really seen the strat from Elso. And dude, that 15 combo, look, it looked
That was
good.
unreal, and we still have 45 seconds left.
But the points aren't there though. Anthony's just sticking to what's good.
Oh, awkward placement right there from that L block. And Antonio still with the cleaner structure right here, able to get another T-spin double, able to widen the margin right here. Also went for that 15 combo, didn't quite work out, and there is still 20 seconds left on the clock to make a difference right here. Ooh, another awkward placement, but yeah, it's not going to allow for any sort of T-spins, any sort of build choices right here. There's a T-spin double right here, but 10 seconds left on the clock to make up a 6,000 point deficit. I don't think a player like Antonio is going to let that happen.
Especially the tied up right now in our finals. We are best of 5, first of 3 right now. So we're
and what a series so far! We are 2-2, heading into our final round between Antonio, our reigning champion, also our second place finisher on our game day 1. And both these players must be sweating bullets right now. Elso has been, you know, trying a new strategy, didn't work out.
I'm on their behalf right now. I'm doing it for them. Oh my god, we've already gone straight into it. We're not hesitating. That's one of those things.
Back-to-back T-spin start. An awkward placement. Ooh, Elso's got a recovery. He had such a strong start, but now has a recovery to make. And now, ooh, 2-block finisher. Trying to find a way to recover from this, but still had a strong start with their speed.
Anthony's looks awkward, but really good potential to put those T-spin doubles down and keep up with scoring. That's why I keep saying, like, adjusting on the fly. Yes, I've made a mistake or something bad's happened. This isn't particularly the structure I wanted, but I can still T-spin double, T-spin double, T-spin triple my way out of it. Or Tetris my way out. It's sort of making the best of a bad situation.
Antonio going for a tall build. This is a bit greedy right here. Can they make it happen anyway? They're still counting on a loud piece. What are they doing? They're going to try and
waiting for that T, buddy. Waiting. Look at that structure. Just waiting for the T. There's so many opportunities for the T-spin doubles to come down, and that's where Anthony's going to push themselves into almost a 1,000-point lead. But that doesn't mean anything right now. With 2 minutes on the board, 2-2 in our final qualifiers, in our finals from the qualifiers, and also
less than 1,000 points the difference this whole set so far with 1 minute 50 seconds left on the clock. Less than 500 points the difference. Both players playing absolutely out of their mind, trying to push their speed to their absolute limits. No major errors so far on either side. They're both counting on their speed. They're both counting on their ability to make good wells. Antonio with an awkward positioning right here. He's got a bit of work to do to repair, and Elso has a good opportunity to pull ahead with no errors.
That one did hurt. Anthony did a bit of an error there with that L piece on the side.
That's right. Antonio really needs to make this count right now. He's still going over here and still less than 1,000 points the difference. We can see Elso gets another T-spin double back-to-back with a Tetris right there in with 1 minute left on the clock. We still have Antonio building up.
Also capitalizing on Anthony's mistake there. Definitely a bit, I'm sure that was a mistake putting that L piece on the side. Anthony had to sort of combo their way down. There wasn't a neat way, as I say, they dig up stupid, but you can't, if you do not have the structure, the build of the pieces that you need to sort of T-spin or Tetris your way out of this. Just doing combo. But yeah, okay, I've got out of this bad situation, but also on the side, T-spin double, T-spin
less
double.
Less than 1,000 points the difference, still with 40 seconds left on the clock. How competitive is this? Antonio takes the lead right here. Oh, a bit of a gap right there. We can recover, but no, nice hold. He's going to bring it back, but Elso looking to push it with another T-spin. Lots of points here. Antonio looking for another T-spin double.
Big T-spin.
Huge. And we got less than 500 points the difference with 22 seconds on the clock. Both these players need your energy. They need to see cheering for your player. There's less than 1,000 points with 13 seconds left on the clock.
So close.
Here we are, both pushing, trying to find a nice positioning. Less than, oh my goodness, still teetering around that. There's still only a couple T-spins apart. We still have more material, and Antonio, so with 3 seconds left to go, can he get it? Another spin right here. We can't quite find it. It's time up. Elso will eliminate the reigning champion and force
Elso clutching it out from a reigning champion, moving on, and what an absolute there's a gauntlet of a set of best of 5. That's how we do it in the finals. Whoa. 3-2, Elso taking it over Anthony.
That's right, and Elso will eliminate Antonio from the tournament. And be able to progress into grand finals. Congratulations, and of course, thank you to both our competitors. Thank you to Anfonio as well. Big round of applause for him. Going in so far to the finals, the reigning champion.
The friendship, this is what we're talking about. Like,
that's right.
No hard feelings here. Just two good friends enjoying each other's company.
That's right. We like to play up a big rivalry, but ultimately, you know,
I'm sure until the game ended, there was a big rivalry. I bet they were playing their hearts out, and this is like for the next moment. During this game, we are enemies. Once the game ends, then we just
they were only like one T-spin double away from each other in points. So it was really neck and neck the whole way through. What a set.
Insane.
What a set.
That was the game of the night so far. That was like down to like 10, 20 seconds left with a 500-point difference. That was something else, but that's what we get from the finals when we got some of our hottest hitters out here tonight, just putting it down and oof.
Not happy with their play in those rounds.
That's the art of the score attack. Is it's usually a little bit on one specific person to make their own mistake. You're not getting the garbage lines. You're not getting the trash sent at you. So, sort of, it is your own playing field to work with. How you do.
Oh, yeah, great sportsmanship there from Anfonio, of course. We're all here to have fun. We're all here to just compete and be in the thrill of competition and just play a game we love. And like, you know, especially for players, Tetris veterans like this, we don't often get the opportunity to play these long matches. Wow, such a close neck and neck finish right there. 400 points of difference in that one.
Both players, no, like every round, they're sitting right next to each other, playing it right next to each other in each round. I'm sure they know, like they don't even need to say words. We communicate through the game, you know. Like I don't need to say everything. You know what I was thinking through all of that. So yeah, jeez.
And look at how like into the thrill of competition there. They've both taken their headphones off so they can heckle each other through the game.
That's another big strat. Do we need to go like full King of Fighters or something? Bring out the little table with the mat, the curtain, so you can't see my button inputs and things. We're not quite at that level here, though. I love it.
Lots of camaraderie right here.
It's definitely super competitive. It's super serious during the game, but as soon as the game ends, it's just a bunch of friendship from these two guys. As I keep saying, like even if like some of the play, now that we're into the finals in our top 4, if this seems a little bit,
and the finish, oh my goodness,
yeah,
so exciting for both players, willing to celebrate their amazing tournament experience. Of course, that's what it's all about, the thrill. That's what House Carina is about. That's why I'm a representative. It's all about the thrill of competition, win or lose. It's all about just being in that space where hype happens, where excitement happens, and where you put yourself at risk and you have the bravery and the courage to put yourself in one of these tournaments.
It's a lot like the fighting game community that we come from. It's the same vibe. Like maybe there may be people that seem like a real mountain to climb. Just like, wow, this guy's so good. How could I possibly? But you can just rock up to that guy, talk to them, be like, hey, let's play some games and give me some advice.
That's
like,
exactly
they're
right.
Friendly people.
That's right, and you know that's exactly what Fortress, Telstra, Alienware have made possible in order to have an event like this that makes these sort of competitive atmospheres accessible to everyone. You're not gonna see a tournament like this anywhere else, where like you can just like come in and have the big screen and have like an organized event and have it all for free, and like that's unreal and just such a cool experience that's being provided here. So
it's like you can play online. We've got some online play is happening a lot these days, and you can play online against XXS, Sephiroth, Goku, XXX online. And you can have a fun time, but it's a little bit different when you got the real life players right next to someone you can actually walk up, talk to, hang out with, and I'm gonna say like making friends. That's some of the best parts I've had from like just FGC's obviously my experience, but it's the same vibe here. It's the same like. You're just in a place with like-minded people. Everybody here likes the same thing that you do. So you've already got that just thing to take off and make friends, socialize. Everybody here is on the same level, on the same page. It's a good vibe.
That's right. Okay, well, we have seen both these players before, of course. We've only seen JK once. We've seen Bingers multiple times. We've seen him being knocked out by Anfonio. We've seen him, we've seen him in both qualifiers. We've seen him making sure they try and get into this, and they're up against this dark horse, this JK VLX right here, starting off with a T-spin triple.
The triples pop. I have to pop off. I have to pop off on their behalf every time. The T-spin triples are so cool.
What a strong start right here from JK VLX.
Yeah, so we only saw JK, I think, once, as you were mentioning tonight. We've seen Bingers a bunch, of course. Watching them qualify for the second one just recently with an amazing performance. what? Our friend JKV, Alex over here, we only saw once or twice. I think maybe just once. And it was a great showing. But obviously it was a better showing than I realized to be here in our top 4, in our finals. Just like that, 6k points up already on Bingers. We just saw Bingers. We were all just... we
were just seeing Bingers represent like a 20,000 point lead.
It was all Bingers 20 minutes ago. And now here comes JKV LX with a 5k point lead and a pretty good build. Boom, T-spin double.
Wow. Still maintaining that lead, not letting it waver. Got that T-spin triple, got that combo with the Tetris, and now maintaining this lead. Bingers starting to feel their flow right now, but JK just playing solid, playing at the same level, and will not let this deviate.
If you're watching some of these T-spins and it's breaking your brain, trust me, you're not alone. It's happening to me as well. Sometimes it's hard to even...
Oh, awkward! Looking at setting up for a T-spin triple down there. Oh!
I love it.
And trying to maintain that lead right now.
Mini T-spin single. It's all happening right now in this matchup. This is crazy. But these are the finals. Oh, look at, we're building more. Didn't get the T yet. Build it up.
No.
Oh, what a structure from GKB.
Back-to-back T-spin doubles.
Boom. That's an actual back-to-back. That was 2 Ts straight after.
Look at this. Both players have cleared basically one line apart, and still GK has had the more significant building for these T-spin triples. What a mind right here. Oh, less than 100 points. The difference, though, will claim that, maintain that lead.
But Binger's got such a good build. Like, Binger's got the higher level of build, the more potential to just point. It's like, if there were 5 seconds left, which is going to be happening soon, it's actually only 30 seconds
30 seconds left, and Binger's claimed the lead and
Bingers
looking
has
to clear this material, and has the material. Bingers has the material to maintain this lead. JKL, they've made a massive error right here, and Bingers is going to make it count, potentially.
JK doesn't have...
Oh, there's a bad T-spin right there, and Bingers has shut themselves off. That's going to give JK an opportunity right here to catch up. Ooh, recovery's coming. Bingers coming with this recovery. Not going to let it happen.
It's actually so close in that 5 seconds. There was a chance for a couple of T-spins. It was really close.
Wow, what a match right there. JK with some errors into those last 30 seconds. Felt the pressure building up, and Bingers was able to play solid. You can see wiping their brow.
So close.
In that finals pressure, knows that cash is on the line.
It's such a strange vibe in this mode, in this format. It's like, again, fighting games where we come from. It's just sort of like it's your own errors, it's your own mistakes. You take that moment to, wipe your brow and be like, okay, I need to calm down, just do the thing that I came here to do. I came here with a plan. I know what to do. I just need to execute it properly, but sort of also like as fast as I possibly can.
That's right.
And that's the problem.
JK's going for a risky build here, not quite, like 2 double wells on either side. Trying to find an opportunity, not quite setting up for T-spins yet, and so high up.
The 2 wells are a little awkward, so yeah, that's cut your losses, make a T-spin on the left, big from JK. But
it doesn't matter, Bingers has had the more consistent build right now with a single well.
Exactly what I say, but it's like, yes, you made the best of a bad situation.
Oh!
Bingers
setting up for a triple T-spin right here. If they can make it happen, they'll be able to make it. Yep, another T-spin triple, but look at that lead from Bingers. Goodness me, such a strong lead.
Bit of a mistake from Bingers. Can't T-spin double that spot now. There's going to be a single and a little bit of an awkward spot, so maybe a chance for JK. Still a minute 45 on the board. 6k lead, can catch up quickly. It's a little bit dependent on who makes mistakes.
Yeah, we need... yeah, that's right. It's Bingers' game to lose right now because they're both at the same amount of material, and JK will have to pick up the pace significantly to make this happen, and wow, closing that gap. Oh, that's a bit awkward right there.
It's a little awkward. And Bingers actually has a perfect build right now. Set it all up. Push that. It was a 7k lead, went down to 2k, back up to 7k.
That's right, Bingers playing 10. Much stronger in this round here as well. Potentially, you can see them, they've taken a bit of a hit. You can see the look on JK's face after losing that last game from a couple of errors. Ooh, their head shake. Oh no, not happy with that either. Oh, it's going to absolutely... They're just going to suicide this game. No, they can't make it. And now, here we go. Bingers going to
In a
top
way,
themselves
I
out.
do respect it a bit when like I just made a bunch of mistakes. Like I'm, the word we use, tilted. I'm a little tilted.
That's
I'm
right.
obviously not in the right spot.
JK
but
really needs to compose themselves
it's
right
finals.
now.
It's first to 3, best of 5. So we're not done.
Listen, that's telling. It's telling when you're willing to look. It's a grand finals. Anything can happen, and if you're gonna top yourself out in a game, how can you compose yourself for this last game? JK has no more games to give. Bingers can play to that advantage. This is part of tournament play as well. You need to stay composed. And already, look at the speed at which Bingers is willing to play, knowing that his opponent is on tilt, feeling that pressure. Oh, JK with a strong start, though. Not happy, not happy.
Field at putting down all those, putting down good points JK was. And then I look over the side at Bingers. So, look at that build. Wow, that's a really good build. On Bingers' side there.
Strong play so far from JK in this round. Seems to have taken that opportunity to compose themselves between rounds right there, despite throwing that game. Is having a strong start. No signs of tilting right here. Bit awkward from Bingers so far. Needs a bit of a recovery. It's not a big, not a huge recovery.
That S piece was like the worst piece Bingers could use. Like any other piece would have been off for T-spins for days. Just that one piece, and that's the art of building in Tetris.
That's right, and JK has an opportunity to maintain the lead right now with a significantly better build. More material to work with, but wow, great T-spins right there.
Plus 5, we're talking 3 5-point differences right now. We're literally looking at plus 3.
Back and forth!
Plus 5, plus 3, 19 points. We're at the point where just placing a
one T-spin ahead right there. JK goes for a Tetris. Not quite going to make it happen.
JK's build. I'm not. Is that a? What is?
T-spin
double. Oh, okay, jeez. Some of these builds, I'm like, what is this? Is this intended or is this a mistake?
Less than 200 points the difference. Double T-spin right there. Only to be matched with 1 minute 20 left on the clock. This is JK's final chance to stay in this tournament and maintain their place in the grand finals.
There's still so much game to happen. It just seems so intense, but I'm getting the 3K, but it's still over a minute on the table. So
oh my goodness, combos from Bingers will put them 4,000 points in the lead with 1 minute left to go. Not quite a good spot right there, and it's an awkward gap for Bingers. Gonna have to find, still too solid. Too solid right here.
It definitely was an awkward spot for Bingers, but by the time you were done saying that sentence, Bingers worked his way out. He's like, check this out, bam, 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 T-spin double, I'm out. Back to a level playing field, 5.6k lead, 40 seconds
just needs to maintain the pace. Bingers doesn't need to do anything extravagant. JK is the one that's needs to make something happen. You can see they're trying to build up a material advantage for this last 30 seconds of clearing.
I think Bingers is looking pretty good though. Oh, JK is doing an excellent job at narrowing the lead here, but
he is, and then look, he's caught up 3,000 points in this last 10 seconds, but needs to catch up another 4,000.
Man, because Bingers is just still putting down those T-spin doubles, still putting down those Tetris.
That's right, more material to work with, on JK's side, but can they make it happen? Still 5 seconds left. Bingers just needs no mistakes. They're making it count. 3 seconds left. Will Bingers take this flawlessly? They will.
Excellent play from both of our players. Big shouts from the crowd. Thank you very much for the applause. That was insane. That was a very close match. And even though it was a 3-0, all of those matches were very close. JK was pulling out all the stops there. And I bet you, Bingers was at no point just sitting there comfy, happy. You're like, oh, I've got this. They would have been sweating on that one. And that's what we'd love to see here at Fortress House Cup Melbourne. That's the friendship. That's the vibe we got going on here. No grudges, just friendship, just good games, just good friend times. And as we move on to our finals of Tetris.
That's right. As we move into Elso versus Bingers, of course, Elso, denied in the grand finals last time, has taken out Amphonia. And of course, Amphonia did beat Bingers and eliminated them from the first qualifier. So, on paper, Elso looks like the stronger competitor, because if Elso's beat Anthony and Anthony's beat Bingers, Bingers has something to prove here. Bingers is the underdog coming into this final round.
This is our grand final, Elso versus Bingers. And of course, first place is going to take away $700.
And of course, we have our grand finals. After grand finals, we'll be announcing our spot prizes. You know, our MVP, our play of the day, our Jester Award, and that could be anyone from any part of the tournament, not just these 4 finalists.
That's
so
right.
Stick around.
Little extra
stick around after the
we
finals.
Want to give something for everybody out there. Maybe if you don't feel like you place top 1, top 2. There's still a little bit of
right.
sauce to everybody out here.
You don't need to win to be the most valuable player. You don't need to have won to have had the best play of the day, and you definitely don't need to have won to have been the jester.
To be the jester, I know. Like, I'm curious who the jester's going to be.
This event is about inclusion. It's really about celebrating the competing and encouraging you guys to be a part of the hype, be a part of the atmosphere. And great T-spin triple there from the side of JK. We saw some great plays coming out of JK. We saw some great leads coming out from JK, but Bing is, not as explosive a player as JK, but incredibly solid.
It was so close, and it was one of the things. It's just like the pace and the rhythm. If you're both playing very well, but if someone's just putting down more T-spins, more Tetris, more points, getting that score up, they're a little quicker than you are.
Very emotional player on this side of JK. They, of course, they topped themselves out in that second round. They had a strong showing to the beginning of the third round, but not happy with their play. Of course, Bing is playing solid.
Smiles all around, buddy.
Smiles all
they're
around.
already in the money.
Not happy with their play, but happy to have competed.
Happy to be taking away at least $200 as we are.
Shout outs to the crowd. How you going? Hope you're having a fantastic time. So glad you're here. Look at the turnout. This is so much bigger than last time. So cool to see you all here, celebrating Tetris, celebrating competition, supporting your friends, and supporting the greatest gaming bar there is, Fortress. So.
I do need to emphasize to someone myself who's always just been watching this from Steam. This is my first time here. This is just a fraction, a portion of what's going on here at Fortress Melbourne. We got multiple stories, multiple floors. We got all sorts of different things: arcade games, fighting games, board games, card games. We've got LAN rooms, all sorts of stuff. All those Alienware PCs, and I believe this Alienware arena will be open for free play once we're wrapped up pretty soon. I think we're going to grand finals, and we're going to go in there, play some games, get some drinks, and start hanging out at Fortress. There's a good vibe happening here, a lot to happen, but of course our cash prizes. So I do want to emphasize, coming up to grand finals, this is going to, you call it like a $300 game of Tetris. Of course, first place is taking $700, second place is taking $400. But that $300 difference, that's what they're playing for in this match. One of them already knows they're taking home $400, but I love just knowing like they're playing their hearts out for pretty good cash money. They can take straight to the bar, get some cocktails, get some meals, or have some good times here. It's a Saturday night in Melbourne, and this city is alive again, I'll tell you that. You walk through Melbourne CBD, everything's happening right now. It was crazy going through there. Everybody's out, everything's open. We've got cafes, restaurants, of course, big off Fortress. I do need to, you keep bringing up the Palmers, I need to try some food. Come here and try a meal. Now, I kind of want to get one of those booths so I can set up a screen. Like, as I say, first thing I saw walking into this building was Street Fighter 4. And I was like, oh, okay, sweet. This is, I was like, who got Street Fighter 4 for their booth? But I think if you book a booth, it's crazy. You get this pod, you get a full screen dedicated to your group. You can just choose what console, what game you want to have on there. And then you still have access to like the arcade and everything else going on, pinball machines. But yeah, big cash prizes. This is where everybody's rocked up. Played tonight for our finals. First place $700. That's a $1,500 split on the pot, and of course spot prizes. We talked about play of the day, Alienware MVP, and my favorite, the Jester.
That's right. So exciting, and of course, what a history coming in. We've had singers come in. They fought their way. They came to the first qualifier. That wasn't enough. Want to go home with that third, fourth place. They wanted to, make sure they prove themselves once more.
I don't think we actually gave the result of what is the best Tetramino that we put out to our community.
Ooh, you're right. Yes, we did
We
have
brought up the question, but
you're absolutely right. What is the best Tetramino? And I think, our Fortress community on the Discord, they originally said the T and the L block were equal. They've won equal first, the T and the L block. But now, after seeing this, we're seeing the power of the T block. We're seeing the excitement of a T-spin triple.
We're seeing the T-spins come out. I guess it is a little dependent on like the version that you are playing. Because I think everybody sort of goes to and loves the line, the I, the L. Everybody, I guess, I know it's like in the lingo, what do they call it? The S, C, O, T, L, and R. That's what they're actually called. I can barely remember myself, like trying to like differentiate the S and the Z. There's one zigzaggy ones, but if you rotate, I can't explain all of this. All I know, that L place, that line piece, is pretty good. There's only one way you can do a Tetris. Which piece is that?
It's true. It's only with the L.
It's the name of the game, baby. They call it
the
Tetris.
game is called Tetris, but of course it was called that in like Tetris is the name of the game when it comes to classic, but when it comes to modern,
what's that? 10, 20 years ago? It's like, oh no, that was probably time makes fools of us all. But yeah, and I believe our results from our community, I believe, was mostly polled through Discord, the Fortress Discord. So check that out and jump in there if you can. But yeah, it was T, the line. They are those guys, aren't they? There's so much potential. You can get your Tetris, you can get your T-spin double, you can get your T-spin triple.
That's right. We've seen both these players play incredibly solid. We've seen Elso as we don't see Bingers make many mistakes. We have seen Elso. They topped themselves out earlier against Furamango.
I think we've seen most of these top players make a bunch of mistakes, but it's just in like the last game. Like the last games that we saw from some of these players, they were really on. They were not mistakes, just more recent gameplay. I think the finals has made them sort of wake up a little bit, narrow in. It's that moment of, it's sort of, since you are not playing the mode where you're getting trash sent at you, you have that moment yourself to give yourself a fraction of time to just hesitate, make sure I'm doing the thing that I want.
That's right, guys. Listen, we have Elso here. This man has conquered his team and he's taken out Amphonia. He's here for the grand finals. If you want to see Elso win, make some noise. And of course, we have Bingers, the resilient, been here since the first qualifier, been here on game day 1, fought his way, got eliminated by Amphonia, still here for the second qualifier, still here in the grand finals. If you want to see Bingers win, make some noise.
Pretty good response both ways. I think both players had a pretty solid audience response there. We got a good split. We got good support for both players here. I'm cheering Jim. Jim's my boy. So whoever's on the Jim, I'm going for. But that was actually a really solid split from the audience. Both players got good support coming right now.
Looking pretty even. Of course, we're moving into this best of 5 match. Both players here, very high level players. Both players here shown convincing 20,000 point leads against other players. But if we're really looking at this match, Bingers is definitely the underdog. We've seen Elso eliminate Amphonia. We've seen Bingers get eliminated by Amphonia, and Elso has, on paper, eliminated them both. So, can Bingers make it count when it needs to count? Can Elso live up to the expectation? Live up to the expectation that they have for them to take this first place after dethroning Amphonia? We are yet to see, and we are neck and neck, but Elso with a stronger build so far at the beginning of a match.
I'm looking for any player that looks a little more sort of confident, more consistent, not making those errors, not making those mistakes. I think we've seen a lot of players that have the potential to win this tournament, maybe even if they're not in this top 4. There's been a lot of players tonight that have the idea, have the mentality, have the thinking. It's just how fast can you operate without making mistakes.
That's right, and Elso really took that time right there to make that decision. Ooh, and
one single mistake right now, back to back with 2 of our hottest top players in the grand finals here tonight. Making one little cheeky mistake like that can be very costly, and we just saw it come out there from Elso. I'm pretty sure they did not mean to push that block.
That's right. Elso
didn't hesitate.
With a messy build right now. Look, so many awkward gaps on the side of Elso, and they've had to slow down to really compensate, and that means that Bingers, if they play solid, they can maintain this lead.
Elso was already down about 4 or 5k point deficit, and then got a bit of a scramble, but yeah, so I say dig up. It's a T-spin double, making the best of a bad situation, still putting points on the board, but that point deficit is still working up. Bingers, perfect build on the side, completely in control, setting up the world that they want. 7th side on the right, well, setting up the T-spins.
That's right, and this is the most time we've ever seen Elso take between hard placements right here. They're really taking the time. They see, they know when they make a bad placement, they can't just rush. They have to wait. They have to go, wait a second, I can't just place to fix my maze. I need to place to also put myself in a position to make a T-spin because Bingers is still making it.
You glance to the right and you see Bingers just T-spin double with this immaculate build and just doing everything they
That's
plan
right,
to.
immaculate build right here from Bingers.
Then you start wiping your brow, you start sweating, you start stressing. You say, well,
Oh
I
my
have to move quickly.
Not
because I
looking good for Elsa right here in this first round. 9,000 points the difference. Not a great build, lots of gaps. Looking to get topped out right here. Not looking good. Still wanting to stay in there and practice that playing under pressure.
Yeah, keep playing,
resilient.
Keep fighting. Bingers might make a mistake and eventually tap out, but it is looking a little grim. But Elso, God bless him, hanging on, still trying to scramble up those T-spins at the top of the skyscraper.
And that will top out Elso. Here we are with 1 second left to go. Bingers will take that first round, the underdog.
A bit of a chill, how do you do? A bit of a chill wave from Bingers. Popping off a little bit, but don't pop off too much because this is Grand Finals and this is our first to 3, best of 5. And Elso can definitely has a lot of room to work this one back. Still a lot.
Oh my goodness, Bingers already 6 pieces ahead in this second round. Wow, look at that placement.
What a blistering start, just shooting straight out the gate on that one.
An all clear straight away from Elso will take that 1,600 point advantage.
Right. That's a big difference. Yeah, Bingers building up this immaculate structure. Like, look at all these T-spins. Like,
oh no, Elso is not happy with that placement whatsoever.
Oh no.
And because that placement will mean that there was no middle gutter set up for T-spins, and look at that, not setting up for T-spins early on, already a 6,000 point deficit, just a right hand well. Oh no, another T-block not utilized in the right way, but okay, big well on the right hand side, but no T-spin well right there. Bingers gonna take full advantage, going for a T-spin well right here, but can Elso catch up 6,000 points in 2 minutes against someone? Ooh, Bingers playing tall right now. Very confident.
Bingers playing comfy with that 8K lead already at the 2-minute mark. Just getting themselves comfy room to just maintain that lead. Sort of just like recognizing that they are ahead this many points. I don't need to do anything too courageous, too risky. Let's just build up a comfy well that I'm used to. Take my time. Like, you see those moments of Bingers hesitating. Not just bam, 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 smashing the points out.
He's willing, yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because you got that really solid lead.
Yep, Bingers is being much more deliberate right now. Happy to take their score lead and, you know, think about the way they want to set up their T-spins.
And the pressure's on Elso to move fast.
The pressure is on Elso to move fast. That was a really early error that's catapulted them into this 6,000 point deficit. The deficit has lingered around that 6,000 to 8,000 point mark. So you can see those single mistakes can really cost you. Elso fighting around this 6,000 point deficit, can't seem to make it up with 1 minute left on the clock.
Especially so early in the match, it is unfortunate because Elso definitely has the mentality, the idea, they know what to do to win. And they're trying to set it up, but it's just the few awkward little mistakes that could be like, as we talk about, maybe tournament nerves being put up on the projector in Grand Finals here at Fortress Melbourne, up on with the live audience and everybody watching. The mistakes can happen. It's really unfortunate. But all you can pray for or hope for is that maybe Bingers would make a mistake here or two, but nope. Bingers is just going for it, setting up T-spin after T-spin. Look at that welling on the side of Bingers. But I think Bingers is also sort of recognizing that Elso did make an early mistake in both of these rounds.
That's right.
Bingers doesn't need to put themselves out there.
That's right. Elso just can't budge this 6,000 point deficit.
Yeah, because Bingers is just, okay, I don't need to move as fast as I possibly can. I just need to play confident, play smooth, set up my T-spin well, just keep this score lead happening for the next 5 seconds. And Bingers will go up 2-0 on the board, and Elso is going to need to respond.
Bingers, the underdog, keeping it, maintaining their lead, playing solid, will take the second round, and they will be on tournament point. Coming into this next match, of course, Elso defeated their demon, defeated the king, dethroned the Fortress House Cup, current reigning champion, needs your energy. They need your energy. If you want to see Elso win, you need to make some noise. This man needs to hang in here right now. This is their final chance to get it back.
The audience giving the support as well, giving the shout outs to Elso. I know Elso can do it. Just need to get that
That's
good
right.
game.
Needs to get that good start. Needs to Bingers showing such incredible play. No mistakes from their side. Elso showing how explosive a player they are.
Also big respecting Bingers on this play. Much potential to work through this world they've got built up there, a lot of chances, but if I'm going to beat Bingers, I can't just start Tetrising, I can't just work down this wall, I have to get these T-spin doubles in. As they're going to do, and keep the score. This is the best opening we've seen, also keeping up.
Oh, not happy with this piece. Gonna take some time, thinking about it, not happy with that one either. Playing it careful, giving some time, gets the T-spins, get the combo. But look at that, Bingers on the other side playing so solid. Such a consistent such a consistent build right there.
Also had a chance to T-spin the way out of it, but that T was just not coming. Looking at that upcoming pieces lineup, not looking for T.
And that's it. It is tournament point for Bingers with a 6,000 point lead again. Can they maintain it? With the same amount of material, Elso has not been able to pull off the same T-spins, has not been able to pull off the same combos. Quite a daunting catch-up right here. And Bingers still pushing it, pushing that lead. Getting such, look at this clean play, not a single mistake this whole grand finals on the side of Bingers.
Also has a great build, also putting down the T-spin doubles, but like no mistakes coming out of Elso right now. Really clean building, really clean optimization, getting those T-spin doubles, playing really nice, but just not at the pace or the speed.
Oh, that was a good combo right there. Another one.
That Bingers is doing, yeah, just as Elso started catching up on that point lead, you see Bingers just bam, bam.
Oh, not happy with that either.
Back up to 5k.
And now here we go, coming into this last 50 seconds of this grand finals right now. Elso pushing it, knows he needs to make this happen. Bingers knows they need to keep at the same pace. Knows they need to maintain this 6,000 point lead. Has shown their comfort in being able to play at an acceptable speed. And now here we are coming into the last 30 seconds of your Fortress Grand Finals. Bingers looking to take the whole finals in straight games, hasn't dropped a game this whole finals. Can they take it clean? And with a 7,000 point lead right now, 20 seconds left on the clock, still playing so smart, no errors at all. What a clean play, another T-spin double with 13 seconds left on the clock. Elso tops themselves out and gives Bingers the win. Bingers is your Fortress House Cup champion. Doesn't even know he's won just yet, so focused. But congratulations to Bingers. We'll be going home with the first place prize. You could see that man was in the zone.
He was affected by Tetris. He was in the Tetris effect. Whole and connected. What a great grand final. Even though it was a 3-0, there also in that last game, there was no mistakes. Really good building, really good setting up the T-spins, had the game plan in mind.
Yeah, big shout out, big round of applause to our two finalists right here, also defeating their Demon and Bingers, getting eliminated in Qualifier 1, showing their resilience through Qualifier 2, and then getting first place. Massive.
It sort of came down to speed at the end. In that last match, both players were doing really well, setting up those T-spins, setting up what they wanted to do, but Bingers was just faster, more consistent, more reliable, and just putting down those points, but that point difference just kept sort of skewing it one way. Claimed it. Straight 3-0, grand final victory. You're going to take home $700 cash money. But the second place, we'll go home with a happy $400 as well. Pretty good effort for, something that you don't need to give me money to come down here and play some games and have fun out here in the Alien Rare Arena. That's just the sprinkling season top of our prize that we've got going on here, because it's just it's been so much fun just watching all of these games doing Tetris, and I loved it.
Been absolutely fantastic. Super exciting to be here. So awesome to see our competitors. So awesome to see our winners and our crowd supporting our competitors as well, and you guys at home supporting Fortress and supporting social gaming scene from the comfort of your own homes. We'd love to see you here. It would be fantastic to have you with us, and as we cross live.
It's been great. It's my first time here at a Fortress. As I keep saying, it's wild. As I keep saying, like, I've watched the streams, I've watched you cast Dragon Ball Fighters, I've watched Tetris before, and I never really got an idea of the scope of the venue, everything that's actually happening. We're going to hang out for, we're going to open it up to free play in the Alienware Arena. We got multiple floors, all sorts of stuff happening. I'm going to hang around for a while, grab a drink, play some Tetris myself.
That's absolutely right. And yeah, guys, if you're in Melbourne, if you're in the area, even if you're interstate, we had Dragon Ball competitors come from Australia-wide.
Oh, people are traveling
People are
interstate
traveling
just to rock up to the Fortress
just to play,
tournament?
yeah, just to play.
Wow, that's incredible.
And have that tournament experience and have that opportunity at winning some money and creating an unforgettable competitive experience. And of course, being so calm and collected throughout their whole competitive journey right there, despite being blown back, showing such resilience, showed no mistakes, just such solid play, unreal.
Yeah, it really came down to just like who can go the hardest, the fastest. It's an interesting format. I love it, the modern score attack format of Tetris.
Yeah, and
fascinated by the Telstra replay right now, just watching his runbacks.
Yep.
Some of the those T-spin triples. Oh, it's so exciting every time. It's just like it blows my mind. It's like I like to think I know this game pretty well myself, but I'm looking at this structure. I'm like, what do you here? What is he playing here? You see him just like get this T-check.
I do. When I see those T-spin triples, my monkey brain is like, look at all these mistakes, and then they get a T-spin.
I know. So you look at it, it's like, did they make a mistake? Is this a bad structure? Or is this actually what they plan to do? And then you see them tuck that little T in all the way down into that triple T-spin. It's like, oh, okay. They're playing on another level there.
That's absolutely right.
Good fun. That's what I say though. Like, don't think you're quite up for that level. Then there's so much to learn and so much to enjoy. And I mean, I love playing Tetris myself competitively with my friends in an environment.
When look at these house standings. House Vela taking first place by a 125-point margin right there. That's a 125-point difference. You can get 50 points from coming into House Cup and just competing and getting 9th to 16th place. We only saw top 4 competitors here. You saw that how much room there is for extra points right here. If you want to be part of this, you earn your team some points, earn your house some points, you're going to be able to do that and get and be a part of this House Cup. Make some friends, and on our 6th game day, of course, next game in 2 weeks is Dragon Ball FighterZ, 4 weeks from now, CSGO Wingman. After that CSGO Wingman, on that night, we will be having, on the 21st of May, we will be having an after party that goes into the early hours of the AM.
A party, a little bit of a party.
That's absolutely right.
We could be part of a big party.
And we are going to cross straight to our Alienware MVP. And of course, when we talk about MVP, we're not just talking about the best players, the finalists. We're talking about the people who had the best attitude, the people who showed the most resilience, who excited the crowd the most, showed the most warmth, and had some great plays as well, and really, showed us what it is to be in the spirit of the Fortress House Cup. And the award goes to...
I think who it is? I feel like I know who this has to be. It has to be. I know it had to be Furamango. And yeah, I know, surely. We saw them rock up on stream a lot, but also a lot of amazing games, a lot of clutch plays. Furamango, and also just that spirit, that good spirit, that nice heartwarm, the smile on the face, the waving, just getting into the spirit of the game. But it's the perfect combination of just being a good sport, but also coming up with some really cool plays that were really fun to watch.
Absolutely, and Furamango showing exceptional play and exceptional attitude, and got some clutch wins here and there, and had some great plays here and there, and played at such a phenomenal play, played phenomenally under pressure, had high settings, and still was able to come back from it. Unreal. Great showing from Furamango, and of course, as the Alienware MVP, they'll be going home with, some peripherals. Well, tell me about those peripherals. An Alienware package, headphones, keyboard.
I believe it comes with a mechanical gaming keyboard or a mechanical keyboard. You need those these days. That's the thing. Mechanical keyboards are something until you actually use it, you don't realize just how much of a difference it makes.
That's right. Hundreds of dollars worth of swag just for being part of it, just for showing your spirit, and just for showing your resilience and your passion for the game and your passion for being part of competition. Congratulations to Furamango, World
Mouse and a headset as well. Thank you to Alienware. That's very solid. Yeah. Dude, if you're getting Alienware, it's going to be good. It's not going to. That's one of the established thing in the whole PC gaming world where I come from. Alienware is going to be good stuff.
And of course, that brings us to our next spot prize, which is the Telstra play of the day. And this is looking at the best play of the day. And I know who this is going to be. You know, I know who this is going to be. Who could it be other than Tuna Fish? We had, look, players start with exactly the same pieces. They were building up with exactly the same build, getting that 2-line clear on the side. But who cleared it? Who cleared it with a combo? None other than Tuna Fish here, getting a 6-line combo, absolutely decimating their opponent at the beginning of the game and just showing such finesse right there.
And we see the worksman on the keyboard as well, like working that mechanical keyboard, just like they're playing a piano. I love that's such a great game though, where both players come out the gate almost mirroring each other, but also on different sides. One's right welling, one's left welling, almost got the exact same thing. So who's going to do what from here? Someone took it off. Right. Sort of a better approach, better structure, broke it down.
That's right. Tuna Fish will be going home with 200,000 Telstra Plus package points. Can be redeemed for a whole bunch of goodies. And that brings us to our last award, which of course goes to the Jester. Now, we know who this is as well. It's Alex, who in a previous game got an all clear. They got an all clear hit and showed us their prowess in their openings. And then after showing us how their mastery of openings, topped themselves out with only 2,000 points the difference.
Entertaining games to watch. That's what I look for at the end there. That's the best games, the fun games, the interesting games, the entertaining games, and that's what we're sort of rewarding here. Like we've given pretty good prizes to the top. Everybody in the top 4 is walking away with like cash money in the pocket. But I mean, dude, some of these Alienware prizes are probably worth a little bit more than coming 4th place. Like looking at this Alienware stuff, I think some of this, yeah. That's
right, and the Jester, of course, they'll be going home with some Fortress swag.
Yeah, definitely.
Hit it out for next time. Here they come to Fortress.
Bit of a voucher, cash money, prizes used here at Fortress. Excellent turnout for everybody, dude. All I know is at the end, it's just the games have just been so entertaining to watch. The variety of skill and just play styles, the way people play, and it's always like I'm a bit of a masochist. I love it in Tetris. Like once someone makes a mistake, watching how they recover out of that situation. It's like someone's like, they clearly messed up, but they've just dropped like T-spin double in a Tetris, get out of this bad situation. And I'm just like, you've recovered from that so well. So there's just so much different play styles and things to watch that it's been a great night. I believe we got another play day coming up in a fortnight.
That's right. We have got Dragon Ball Fighters coming up on the 7th of May. So if you've had any fighting games, or you just love Dragon Ball, or you just want to throw yourself into the thrill of competition, or you just want to compete in one game day so you can be part of a house and enjoy the,
get in the house. If your house wins, you're going to be there in the house party. You're going to be MVP in your own.
That's right. And so, before we go, of course, just such a massive thank you to the players and the viewers. You guys out here supporting everyone, playing, having the courage to play. Massive shout out. Big thank you to you. Thank you so much. Thank you to our sponsors, of course, Telstra and Alienware. And, make sure you sign up for our Dragon Ball Fighters on 7th of May or see us go on the 21st. Of course, with our after party, you don't have to be part of a house, but if you are, then you get a chance at an extra slice of figurative cake. There'll be some goodies if your house wins. And this has been... Big Jaddy?
If you're just in the city on a Saturday,
that's
you just need somewhere to kill some time or hang out, or it's like, it's an afternoon on Saturday in the city, there's probably a tournament or something happening here at Fortress. That's free entry. That is right here in the heart of Melbourne Central, so it's on my radar now. I'm glad to thank you everybody for inviting me and letting me be here for this. It's been a lot of fun. I've been Proc.
I've been Big Jaddy, and we'll see you around.